All right, everybody. We are back for another Wednesday night. Hey, I want to thank everybody out there who watched last week's episode. Got us over, I think we hit over 1,000 views on last week's episode. Last week's episode was so good, and I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, we're back with another one. I got Trey, I got Vinny, I got Marcus.
Yo,
We got all the goodies to talk about tonight. So
yes, we do.
Oh yeah.
we got a
Hey,
lot
Vinny.
to get into.
Guess what I have?
What's that?
Is that apple juice or a
It ain't-
buzz ball?
It ain't just apple juice. This is Martinelli's.
Smart Nelly, guys.
You just don't know. You don't know
that
about this?
Is that the apple juice Bill Cosby used to drink? Like, like on the Cosby Show?
The one time.
Apparently, it's liked by a lot of celebrities. I didn't know about this, but
Yeah, Martin would drink.
Vinny told me the funniest story I might have ever heard, and it involved Martinelli's apple juice. And literally right before the podcast came on, I had these for my nephew, and I found one. And Vinny needed to smile because he looked sad a little bit today. So I wanted to make Vinny smile a little bit.
Well, that's amazing.
Nice. I like that.
Well, we got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about tonight, you guys. We've got some really good spec. Trey got some really good spec, of course, like normal. Vinny's got Nintendo and video game variants and Pokemon variants and all kinds of craziness that Vinny always brings us. And Marcus has got like crazy NFT stuff to talk about this week. I got like 4 or 5 stories, so we're really full. We also have Emerald City Comic Con coming this weekend. Have you guys been following all the bullshit that's been going on at the cons lately?
Yes.
Besides the acetate cover
Yeah,
stuff.
but even the acetate shit is getting worse, man. Did you? I was talking to Marcus, and I haven't talked to Trey about this yet. I was talking to Marcus and Vinny about this today. I saw CGC did a whatnot sale, and boy, was that a really bad time to do that. The optics on that weren't good, man.
And Bryan, let me just congratulate you, bro, on being a voice. Man, I've been like watching you, just throughout the week, and some of the stuff that you've been doing, and you just been busting ass, bro. I just been so proud of you because you've been standing your ground and like really like delivering the hell to these people that really need to get it. I mean, you was just like, yo, these people need to step up and talk about this. We need to talk about this. How come y'all aren't talking about it? Like, where's the Hot 10? You had the whole Hot 10 thing going on. You was doing your thing this week, bro.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I will say. I'm getting better at it. I'm learning to ask the right questions in those situations. You know what I mean? You have to be like a fucking predator, man. You know what I mean? Like that, in those situations, because no matter what, yeah, you have to, because people are going to come for your neck for fucking tossing out the softball questions. So I'm getting better at it. So I'm going to be very interested to see what happens in Emerald City this weekend. Emerald City's really not that big. There's not very many big things going down there, but man, it's con season, so we'll see what happens. But the optics did not look good for CGC. They do not look good for CGC. They did not look good for Whatnot. They still don't look good for Whatnot. And those guys, all of them, just keep stepping in it. Whether it's, hey, our timing is off. Hey, our optics look bad. Hey, you didn't say the right things type deal, but it's very interesting, and a lot of people are finally seeing, in my opinion, what happens when you hold people accountable. Changes get made, and fucking Marvel is changing all their contracts. You guys hear about that?
I saw that.
They're like, we're not playing this fucking game anymore. We're changing these damn contracts. You guys cannot do this in the future. So we'll see what happens.
Here's the thing, and I understand that you do sell on Whatnot, and we have friends who do sell on Whatnot, but I've yet to have anybody explain to me what the fucking purpose of Whatnot is.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is for me. 100% for me, it's quick and easy. Quick and easy, right? I can take the stuff I've been very honest ever since I got involved with Whatnot, that Whatnot for me is not the place to sell many books that are $60 and over. You pepper a couple in there, you know what I mean, to bring the people to the party. But the other stuff is like, $5 to or $10 to $30 minor keys, you know, stuff like that. Stuff that you usually wouldn't sell on eBay, but because you can drop the price on them and sell them like that, sell them in lots, you know what I mean? Like I'm definitely not making what I could be making them on eBay if I put them up on eBay, but they're going faster on Whatnot, right? So I can have a sale
under $60. You're saying that you're moving a lot more volume on smaller books.
Yep. And anything over 60, you're an idiot in my opinion. If you're doing like $200 books, $100 books, slabs, you're gonna get slaughtered, absolutely slaughtered. Even the big dogs, you know, they'll have a couple good shows with that stuff, but they'll end up they're gonna find themselves selling, you know, really good books for really cheap.
Here's my problem with Whatnot is outside of yourself and honestly Sean.
Yep.
And those are the only two. And I'm not just choosing my words carefully. Everything else feels a little greasy to me.
Yeah, I get that. And you know where I think that comes from? I think that comes from we're tribal, right? We're very tribal as humans. Like
no one's more tribal, I promise you. I'm a fucking side picking.
Yep.
Left, right, you name it.
And when we're tribal, we also we try to put together like the other tribes, and we go, okay, you know, I see another tribe that I don't want to fuck with, but you know, I could see they're doing some things and I don't like what they're doing because they're the other tribe. It's kind of like our instant thing. But here's the other thing. There's also some fucking really snaky bad actors out there, and they're going to take advantage of every opportunity that they got too. You know what I mean? Like,
what kind of buyer protection? Like, this is where I'm going for. Like, why would you buy a book on Whatnot as opposed to eBay? Do they have any seller protection like eBay has?
They have So I've never had anybody reach out to me and be like, I'm sending back a book. Usually if they reach out to me, I've had 2 people reach out to me where like their boxes have gotten crushed like by the post office. And I'm like, yeah, man, like I'll just refund your money and I'll do it through PayPal. But I don't know to be honest, I don't know what the protection is updated on there. I mean, you get strikes on there and you get too many strikes and they'll boot you supposedly, but I don't know anybody that's happened to.
The other thing I have an issue with is, and I've been out of the comic book deal for a few years, so this is not necessarily, I'm not throwing shade. I honestly don't know, and I'm asking questions. But who is Nerdy Girl, and why does she have any influence?
That's what
I got a list of about 9 other people's names that I honestly, it doesn't make any sense why they are influencers. But I wanted to ask.
Very weird.
Yeah, are they honestly? They're paid shills.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're. I'll be honest. I think, and up until this last weekend, I would have said none of them are influencers. But you know, I've had some conversations.
Either, but that's what they call themselves.
Yeah, that's what they call themselves. Now, what type of influence do they have? Like, I was having this conversation with Jesse from Jesse James Comics, and he's like, you know, a lot of people are throwing this influencer word around. You're not an influencer in comics until you can change the game based on the choices you make, right? Like, none of these people that are selling on Whatnot can change can affect anything in the comics, in the comics industry, unless it's a bad way, like what's going on now, right? Where they fuck something up. They're not going to change something by, you know, there's different things that he mentioned, but they're not going to change things by, you know, blog posts they make or this and that. And here's the weird thing. Here's the really weird thing. Nerdy Girl, Skeleton Key, Skeff, a lot of these people, that's how they got their start, was through this whole Whatnot thing, man. They blew up on Whatnot. They blew up on IG. And they've only been around, it seems, for maybe since the pandemic started at the most. And they get a lot of views. And Whatnot kind of went out and just tried to align themselves with anybody they could, right? Anybody that they could, which I don't know if that's good or bad. I think that they were just trying to get a market share and trying to get people to talk about their brand and their product.
Yeah, I know Nerdy Girl. Because I watched some of what she was doing. I've actually bought some bigger books from her in the past, but she kind of started out. I think her thing was she had the big keys.
Yeah.
So she was at San Diego Comic-Con with like all the big keys that, you know what I mean, like that were just okay. She had like the Black Cat Mysteries, like the high grades. She had the high grade.
Where did she come from though? Like, where's her origin?
Yeah, I don't know that.
She showed up at the time that the Whatnot stuff kicked off with all the big books.
I think
She was
that on IG, she was on IG before that.
She was on
kind of
IG,
got a
yeah.
following on IG.
Couple years, yeah.
First of all, like I said, I'm not throwing shade.
Yeah, you're just asking.
I'm asking legit questions because I look at the list of these fucking people, and honestly, other than yourself and Big Leg, I wouldn't buy fucking dirt from a lot of those people because they don't read comic books. They're getting books from other people getting paid to sell their shill shit on Whatnot because of their influence. Yeah, I know this for the other thing.
100%.
I know the bullshit that they do on Discord. I know exactly how many groups they pay and things like that, but I still just can't wrap my head around like I understand why people sell on there.
Yeah. You know what also happened at the same time, bro? It was like a perfect storm. The exclusive variant game.
Yeah.
Happened at the same time. So now, like you're saying, like I know a lot of people are like, there's a lot of fuckery going on there with, the exclusive game. But let's be honest, the main books that a lot of these people sell that you're talking about, they're all these exclusives. They're all these retailer exclusives, right? And that's what they're constantly selling. It's new stuff, I do my best to find just the cool shit that's in my collection or that I have, you know what I mean? And
I like your Star Wars, the one you do your Star Wars books. Yeah. I've seen that one. I like
just
that one.
Try and educate on it, right? And I'm not selling a ton of these retailer exclusive variants, and that's kind of a problem. That kind of I was surprised how it bit people in the ass. Made people.
You don't like screwing people over, Brian. You have a good heart. You're one of those people that if there's a bend in the back of the book, you're going to be like, hey. Looks good on the front. There's a problem on the back. That's the thing. I just feel like everybody else, other than Drew's another one that I trust. Wanted comics.
He's been doing it for a while.
He's in deep with the Whatnot people, so I see both sides of what's going on there. But I do trust Drew. He's another one.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's definitely not good. And here's another thing is CBSI, we did some exclusive variants. I contributed to this problem. I'm not saying that, but it's just, we talked about a little bit last week. I think it's going to hurt ratio variants in the long run because all these really good artists are, tied up with contracts with Black Flag or whoever it may be. And we all know the dirty games that the store variants and everything are getting played right now. I mean, it's influencers. Like I said, the certain 4 or 5 different people on Instagram and YouTube talk about a variant. It's going to sell out. Yeah. Like I said, I see it happen all the time on the Discord groups. Shit variants, guys, shit that won't sell. And they got people, they're paying the Discord servers to tell the people that the FOMO comic book people that don't know anything, be like, hey, you got to buy this Star Wars 41 such and such variant. It's got this exclusive cover from fucking like Marcus can be the artist. And these kids don't know any better. So they get their box ready and they'll clear a store out in 10 minutes of shitty books just because they paid a Discord server guy $100 to do that. I know 3 of those. I got fucking receipts. Yeah. But it's just like, you see this shit and it's just like, I was hoping that comic book people would be a little sharper when it comes to why they buy their shit. Like, read your comic books. They talked about up here. Read your own shit, and then you don't have to depend on people who are trying to have ulterior motives of lining their pockets with your money. Yeah. That way you're making informed decisions. Ooh, what's that?
Is that who you buying from? Is that Nerdy Girl?
Nerdy Girl, yeah.
This is who y'all buying from?
Yeah.
Apparently she's been a dealer. I saw up front, she's been a dealer at NYCC for 10 years. So she has been around. And I respect that. I just didn't know where she came from, or I didn't know what she was doing. That people are like, oh my God, Nerdy Girl's showing this book. We need to buy it. I just didn't know if she had a big spec or a first appearance I didn't know about.
She and I've never talked to her, never met her, never had a reason to until I went to San Diego, and I met her in San Diego, and she was nice, she was cool, and but I can't say anything bad about her. But that's the other thing. Like, to me, I'm the type of person that I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to disrespect the people that I don't know, that I've never had dealings with. But if there's somebody out there that I've have dealings with and I don't have respect for them, I'm gonna talk about it like that. And so that's the hard part for me, is like catching heat from people that like, oh, you're just talking, you're just throwing these guys softballs because you're part of the problem. It's like, man, trust me, that's not the case. That is not the case.
The hate and vitriol that has come from a community, and I get it. It's very easy. Everyone's mad at everything right now. It's very easy to pick a target like that, fucking just get mad about it. But from what I have seen, it's a majority of the people that were sour grapes that they didn't get the book. Yes. And what most people do when they don't get something, it's like when a girlfriend breaks up with him, you tell your buddies you broke up with her and you tear her down, and it's not the fucking truth. Yep. And I think a lot of that is what's going on with this. But it's a shit variant. Like I said, there's flag mistakes, there's misspellings. It's a shit variant. But at the same point in time, every one of these memes and Instagram posts and everything that you talk about that book, it's just increasing its visibility.
Yep.
And more people are talking about it, and more people are going to want it. It's weird. I talked about it. I own one of the books. I got it. I bought it.
It was a smart play.
I bought it from the Comic Corner the afternoon it came out on their website. They had a bunch of SDCC exclusives. Anyone in the world could have bought it at the same point in time. But it's just so funny that, you see all those people that were bidding it up to 25, 50,000 and not paying. It's just like, how much fucking time do these people have?
That's it right there. That, to me, to the point where I decided, okay, I'm going to continue to talk about it, or I'm not going to continue to talk about it. When I said I'm going to continue to talk about it was when it just continued to get, the vitriol continued. The social media posts were just continuing. Like I haven't really seen anything like it in the comics community, like the speculation community, in many years. And it was very interesting. So we'll see what happens. The CGC is going to have to come out and make some changes.
They won't. And here's the problem, Brian, you know as well as I do, all these people that are fucking crying about it in the comments that have been crying, you think they're going to boycott CGC?
No.
Fuck no. They're getting their orders pressed and packed up to go to CGC right now. So unless you don't send your books to CGC, it's tough to listen to you bitch about those problems in CGC and whatnot. You know how you fucking stop both of those? You don't send your books to CGC for a while, and you delete the shitty Whatnot app.
Yep.
Read your own comic books.
I'm gonna say something. There are so many grading companies out right now outside of CGC, but they're new. There's a company called AGS that does it with computers. Like they never touch your book. It's computer graded. Like they're starting to show up to the cons. Like you can see, CGC is not the only game in town, but you got to be willing to ride that ride. Most people are not. Most people are going to go with CGC because it's immediate, return on investment. But I literally have, cards and stuff from this other company, AGS. Yeah. The guy that's over, the king of Pokemon cards is on there. And true shit, Trey, you're going to love this. Master P is an owner in this. Master P. Nah. Yes, indeed. Master P is in the mix. And what they do is...
we can't get a laugh out of Vinny for that.
Well, Vinny's frozen.
Oh, that might make a little bit worse. That's a big save. We can't get a fucking at least smile from Vinny. We ain't doing our job.
Vinny's frozen. Yeah, Vinny. You know what I'm saying? But
my balls and my word.
Wow, absolutely. Yeah. So so this is a company that they show up to the cons, and the actual owner is a young dude. He's from New York. He'll give you his phone number. He'll say, "Hey, call me if anything's wrong with. If you don't agree with it, let's talk about it." I mean, it's actually really cool.
This makes fucking more sense in my head than having some asshole grader who hasn't been laid since the fucking bicentennial and mad about it. I mean, actually having something that's measuring using computer programming, Why isn't everybody fucking using this?
Yeah.
Nobody is on it. Like you literally they're starting to go to the
$40 a card.
Yeah, well, that's like different price points. Like if your card is $1,000,
Okay, you got
$1,000 insurance.
If it's
Yeah,
worth
20 is not bad.
Yeah.
I want RoboCop himself to fucking grade it at $100 a card, and I want the fucking video.
Well, those are the ones that are like a
shit.
$10,000. You know, it got the $10,000 insurance on. That's you're sending a Charizard at $100 a card. You're sending a Charizard or shit like that. You know, the big cards, the big sports cards, the Michael Jordan rookies, all of that shit. That's what you're sending at $100 a card. And they literally don't touch it. They put it in the machine. The machine grades it, comes back, tells it what the grade is, and will give you grader notes. It'll let you know why it gave you an 8 or a 9 or a 10 or a 7. It's amazing.
Yeah, this is going to be a big deal if they can hone it in and you know, maybe figure out a way to do it with comics. But the problem with comics, man, is that you can't just turn it over, right? And scan it. You gotta go through pages.
Righteous Flipper, he said it because he was in Houston. He was with me. We were both at the same con. He was at Collecticon. They were in Houston, NRG last year. Those guys will spend time talking to you and answer any question you have. Like literally, they will sit there and go through the whole 9 to 10 on why because they were grading on the spot. Like you could literally drop your cards off, go eat, go to the con, come back, pick your cards up. You know, 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Real shit.
Again, listen. To me, the biggest thing to learn from this is for those quote unquote influencers or people who are content creators who are in this optics, man. Optics. Like there was so many failures right after one after the other. It was like you saw the dominoes fall. Like right after it happened, Nerdy Girl and Sammy from Skeleton Key put out a post showing they went to the CGC grading class. And it's like, what are you doing? Don't do that. And then they, you know, Gem Mint and Comic Tom put out a video and then they pull it down or they stop comments on it or they put out another shitty video. It's like, you guys, what are you doing? Your self-sabotage is the worst type of sabotage. And you're going to do that all day, every day.
That's what
I don't get. I've never
that's
got
what the card look like.
Thing, but
like when it's graded.
That doesn't look bad.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. I like the blue. Yeah, that actually looks really good, to be honest. It does not look bad.
This is one that's like graded by like a computer or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
This is one that's graded by a computer. And it'll tell you when you hit this joint right here, you scan that, it'll tell you why you got an 8.5.
See, that's smart. That's smart. All those companies need to be doing that, no matter what. That's
and the
super
whole
smart.
And their whole thing is why are you getting your shit graded by a person who is objective? They're not. They're basically telling you what they think is a 9 or a 10. Compared to a computer, it's going to give you a 9. If it's a 9, if it's a 10, it's a 10.
Yeah.
I've said this for years, and this is when I was pressing and sending books in. It is fucking criminal. The fact that you pay grading companies, CGC and CBCS, and they don't tell you what their fucking grading guidelines are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, seriously, there's no videotaping. There's nothing. You have no idea if the guy who's grading or even looking at your fucking book, and you're paying them a significant fee for a grade, and we have no idea what goes on the second you mail your book off until it comes back. Now, with this computer shit, I guarantee you they can make a 30-second video of the card, and I'm okay with that. I want to see it. You know what I mean? Like when I send in a huge book to CGC, I wouldn't mind a 2-minute video with the guy fucking grading and seeing how he treats the book, seeing how he goes through it. And here's the thing. When you sell that book, having that fucking video showing how it was graded, lining up and doing everything, that's got to be the future. The fact that CGC gets away with the shit that they do, I've said it for fucking years. That's why I was a proponent of CBCS. They were way more transparent with what they were doing.
CBCS out the gate was like a breath of fresh air, and it just kind of slowly filtered that out. And I don't know what's going to happen now, but I will say this. you brought up a good point about CGC and maybe those videos, because how many horror stories have we heard about CGC pressing certain big high dollar books and trashing them?
Yeah.
If that ever happened to me, man, I would like, that's the type of shit where, you know, you make bad decisions when shit like that happens. And we know people that's happened to. We know that people it's happened to on big fucking books.
Oh, I can tell you right now, Walking Dead #1. Before I think Trey, man, thank God for Trey. He fixed. It was a book I sent you. Yeah, you remember you fixed it. But I
fucked it up. And I was like,
no, never. No, but it was a Walking Dead #1. I got it, comic book store. I sent it off to CGC pre-press. It came back with a fold in the middle of it. Like, I don't know what they did to it. Is, you know, there was no fold in it before. I sent it. You remember that book, Trey? I sent it to you.
Fucking book.
Trey pressed it out and got me to a 9.6. They gave me like a 8 something. They gave me like an 8, bro, like for this book. And I was like, yo, this crease was not in this book. He swore up and down. I called CGC. I cussed their ass out. They was like, yo, no, we didn't. We don't handle the books that way. That is bullshit. When we opened up the mailer, that's how it came. No, we had it pressed. I sent shit. Trey will tell you I send shit in a top load. I don't even.
He don't fuck around.
I don't fuck around with books, bro. So you trying to tell me that this book had a crease in it? No, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
it did look like somebody had folded it and put it in their back pocket.
Yes, you remember that? You remember that shit, bro? Bro, I was so upset.
You know, that's another issue, Brian. The amount of people that press books now and advertise their services. There's 2 people that I would fucking honest to God tell you to get your books pressed by: Big Leg and probably Red Hood, because he learned from Big Leg, and I know who Big Leg learned from.
Yeah.
But all these other fucking people that are charging $2 and $3 to press your books.
You know, you want to hear something crazy? And this is I don't know if this is a good comment or bad comment, but the majority of the really good pressers that I know don't advertise. Do not advertise. Do not take new orders. Like, they're pressing their own books, first of all, and then the other books they're pressing are big boy books because they're good pressers. They don't advertise. Like,
dude, Ronan Kane, dude, you want to talk about old school original 10 CBSI? Holy shit.
Yeah,
and you know, another guy that I really like is Ultra Maximus, because he calls shit down the middle very, very much too. If he sees something out of order, he definitely lets his opinion know, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, we got a lot of crooks in here. I got
the best haul photos of anybody since literally his Instagram is the best haul photos of anything since the old CBSI G Plus
since Walker days. Yeah.
Anybody talk to that guy?
I haven't talked to Walker in a while. You know what though? Here's the thing. I ordered a book off his Amazon. I caught him slipping. He had a McFarlane Prophet book on Amazon for really cheap, and I didn't know it was him until I bought it. The motherfucker sent me a thing. Sorry, I can't find the book. I'm like, son of a gun.
Dude, the last I had heard is he got his nose bit off by his pug.
Oh no!
I swear to God,
I have a friend that happened to, bro. That shit happens a lot, bro.
We got him drunk. If y'all don't know, Tim Walker fucking might be the most legendary comic book seller any of us knows. Just a different level guy.
Yeah.
And me and Sean got him fucked up in Santa Monica the first time he hung out with us. I'll never forget him passed out on Sean's couch trying to smoke a cigarette. Never forget it.
So, if anybody's going to be in Seattle, hit me up. Let me know. I'd love to say hello. If you see me walking around, stop and say hello. And I think I'm going to drop some like scavenger hunt books out there. You know, do some old school Ari Shaffir type shit. Hide some acid in the bathroom or something for somebody. Trey knows what I'm talking about. Ari Shaffir used to go to him and Joey would go on Joe Rogan's extra +1 and +2 and go to UFC events and get super faded on mushrooms and acid, and then tell people on their social media back in the day, hey, here's a picture. It's hidden in this area, and somebody would go find it and take it. Like it was crazy back in the day, man, when fucking social media was a totally different world.
Dude, you know what's funny? The whole reason that I got a Twitter account, literally a couple days after Twitter came out, Motorola was running a promotion where they would hide a phone downtown and give you clues. And
So
like, you know,
cool.
those old school geotagging, it was so much fucking fun. Remember Shaq used to like hide tickets, and Ashton Kutcher, they used to always do like really cool like geocaching.
Yeah.
Where they would hide stuff with clues. And you're 100% right. It's so crazy what social media is now compared to when it was in its infancy.
Yeah.
I was at Art Basel. I think it was the year before last, and one of the fine artists, Martin Watson, he was doing that. So he would leave like a full like graffiti painting that he did just somewhere, and just take a picture. Wouldn't really give you the street, but just you'd have an idea. And man, I was out there chasing them. I was like, all right. I even caught an Uber to one of the places. I was like, I'm gonna find this thing, but
Scotty Young will go to restaurants, and while he's there, he'll draw on the menu or the napkin or something, and he'll leave it there, and he'll say, "Here you go," and just post it for somebody to come grab it. And that shit is so cool, man.
I've talked about this on Unpressable, and I talked about the collectibles, but one of my grail pieces is the Paris Hilton Banksy CD.
Yes.
It's one of the only, and people don't realize it. Banksy doesn't, I don't believe he's ever sold art.
No.
He put it's either 100 or 1,000 of these hand-drawn Paris Hilton CDs back into production in London. It's authentic art, his little doodles and everything. The only way you can fucking legitimately buy Banksy original art, and people don't realize that shit's out there. And you can get them for $500 to $1,200. And
do you have a note? Do you have one of the Banksy notes, the Queen notes?
I do. I'll go get it if I got time. But I mean, that's the kind of shit that think outside the box when it comes to stuff like that. And a perfect example, we've talked about doing NFTs. We've talked about doing invites and things like that. How cool would it be if we hid just a little picture of a QR code behind a paper towel dispenser? The first one that scans the code gets the invite or the NFT. I mean, there's a lot of cool things that you can still do with some of this technology.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Well, speaking of that, this is something that really blew me away when Marcus sent me this. Just because I think that like our generation is the last like true generation that was born before like the internet. We grew up where the internet was taking place, and so we're that like last generation where like we have a connection to this type of stuff, and that being old school computer shit. How about the first Excel spreadsheet NFT? What the hell is going on here? Microsoft, that's actually kind of smart, to be honest. Like if this was if this was an Apple product other than Microsoft, everybody would be talking about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They on Monday, Microsoft did an art collection. It's up on OpenSea, but it's the first Excel spreadsheet that was ever generated, and they're selling it. So think of this like how when NFTs first really got started, they were doing on the sports side, like LeBron's first dunk. That was the thing that sold for stupid money. Well, like in the sports, Michael Jordan's first dunk or whatever, they were grabbing the video clips and they were making them NFTs. So Microsoft smartened up and said, hey, we're going to do our first Excel spreadsheet as an NFT. This was the first one that was generated. You can grab this and, Excel format and keep it moving. I think it's pretty genius. Somewhere down the line, shit's going to flip back. So I'm excited about it. That's pretty smart.
Yeah. And how else can you like immortalize a file, a computer file, right?
Yeah.
Trey. So. Right. How else can you do it? I don't know what Trey doing in the back. Trey showing
I talked about last week. I put out all my deer feeders and corn, and I got fucking 2 boss hogs that are just fucking my life up and eating. Corn's like $11 for 40-pound bags now, and these fat fucks are just tearing my life up.
Bro, I went to the Publix the other day, and watermelon was $10. The hell is happening? Yeah, $10.
Watermelon would sit there for $10.
Just wait till about October and beef prices. I talked about the very first spec we ever did was the beef, chicken, and pork spec, and I keep telling you, it's gonna get fucking crazy.
Listen, I went to the store to go get some chicken wings. Chicken wings are $20, bro. I was like, this is well, in the little pack. So I was at HEB for a little pack of chicken wings, like $15 with tax. You're looking at $20. Chicken wings.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, HEB's fucking legit. That's the one. Texas is definitely superior when it comes to grocery stores over Oklahoma because those HEBs are fucking. They got good quality meat. Their fruits and veggies all are good quality, and like their in-store stuff is good too.
Yeah. I won't
get this jalapeno salt. Oh, it's fire.
I won't go to a Kroger or anywhere else to get meat. You only go to HEB to get like fresh produce, meat and fruit. Anywhere else, I go to Kroger like if I got to get some rice or candy.
Kroger looks like prison meat to me.
It does. It looks like you're in prison.
Shit.
Yeah, it looks off too. It's like got a different look to it. You know what I mean?
Then on Wednesdays they do like the fire sale. So like any kind of meat that you want on discount, you get it on Wednesdays. So you show up on Wednesday, got this meat looking all brown and discolored and look like Vinny's forehead. It's all like
looking like Mark. Looking like Mark Zuckerberg's.
Like Mark Zuckerberg.
Dude, he's the villain in Men in Black 4. I'm telling you.
This is so crazy how bad the Facebook metaverse looks. This is awful.
That's terrible. That's terrible. I don't even know. But you know what, though? He's probably doing that with people with Oculus. Like if you got an Oculus, this is where you can go.
They all do it with the virtual stuff. But here's the problem. I guarantee you Mark Zuckerberg is surrounded by the biggest amount of yes men that have ever been assembled. There's nobody telling that guy that his shirt is wrinkled, yet alone metaverse is fucked up.
They spent $10 billion so far.
Oh my God, dude.
$10 billion.
That is
$10 million and I could fix it. You give me $10 million and I could
billion.
No, right. You give me $10 million and I could fix the fucking DC universe. Not kidding you. They need to fucking call me and give me 6 months. We're gonna piss some people off, but we're gonna have some fucking good movies. I promise you.
17,000 comments.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Did you guys see what their AI Facebook their AI bot was saying? Talking shit about Zuckerberg and the elections and all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, that shit was kind of scary.
Oh wow,
very scary.
Yeah, I don't trust. Here's the problem. I forget where it was. Was it Rogan recently that busted out the TikTok terms of service and started going over the TikTok terms of service and like.
We can't talk bad. Marcus got homies that make the bag on TikTok, so I'm not going to talk bad on TikTok.
People can make the bag on TikTok all they want, man. Like,
let me just say this. Y'all can talk about TikTok. I'm not gonna talk about TikTok. TikTok has been amazing to me. So y'all carry on. Whatever y'all gonna say, I'm here for it. Vinny knows. I know how to. Look, I got a reoccurring category. What y'all say about TikTok? I don't know nothing. Oh,
I'll never get an account. I'm not giving anybody that much access to my fucking private information.
You're smart. After my buddy told me, I did a Bogcast, and my buddy's like, yeah, man, the shit that China's got, like they know everything you type on your phone. I listened to the podcast, and your friend was fucking right when he was talking about the fucking Amazon and the Roomba shit. Yeah. I never thought about that. The fact that they have your house mapped. Think about that. Those Roombas and all that technology that they bought, those things literally are doing graphing of your house and reporting back to Amazon. So now Amazon knows you have a 15-foot living room, and they're going to try to sell you a 12-foot couch to fit in that living room. No, it's scary as shit. You are 100% right, dude.
When you start thinking about, we talk about it jokingly, like we talk about, hey, we want a new baseball bat, and next day 4 or 5, there's advertisements for them. It's going to go to a different level when these evil-looking motherfuckers get their day. Look at this guy. Look at that haircut. You can't trust nobody with a fucking haircut like that.
When the metaverse comes out, your house is already going to be in there. The Roomba's going to have it all mapped out, bro. It's already gonna be there, man.
We're getting into a world where you see, if you're looking right now with this screen, he looked like he about to climb out the screen. So y'all just get ready. Zuckerberg finna show up in your living room, and he gonna be talking. He gonna know your name and everything. Hey, Marcus, I see that you want to watch old episodes of Martin. Hold on, let me get that for you.
Wait, where can you watch old episodes of Martin?
A BET
Anywhere.
Plus.
Yeah,
You watch it anywhere. BET Plus or BET, really at night.
I can honestly say I do not have the BET Plus subscription, but if they got
you can
Martin
watch
episodes,
BET. Then late at night, BET runs all episodes of Martin.
I want no commercials though. I want to watch.
BET.
I want to watch 4 episodes in an hour.
BET Plus, bro. It's like $10. You can't.
I'll get that password later, bro.
I got you.
No, okay, I would do it. I'll download the episode.
No. I got you.
What do you guys think about this? Because I think this is very interesting. Like, this is one of the things of the metaverse that I'm like, might be able to get in line with, because, you know, you're going to be able to like go to games and stuff and watch games from seats that you're not going to, you know, have to pay, you know, like they could do a lot with a metaverse, and MTV is going to start doing VMA experience in the metaverse.
Yeah. When I was at NFT NYC a couple months ago, the guy you met, Tilla, who has the little Bitcoin avatar or metaverse artist, he was talking about how, you know, virtual booking agents are going to become a thing, like for venues in the metaverse. And also since then, I think Capitol Records announced today that they have a metaverse artist, and I was just speaking with somebody else that has 2 metaverse artists coming out. So it might be a real thing where you have these artists who are in these venues and just all types of stuff like
You're
this.
never going to see them live because they don't look anything like in real life what they do in the metaverse.
But it doesn't even matter. Like, check this out. The group Gorillas. I don't know if y'all remember the Gorillas.
Great point.
Come on now and see. And they had a #1 hit with Feels Good.
Eastwood.
Yeah, Feels Good.
That whole album, man.
That whole album.
Thing, yeah.
But you didn't know it was a cartoon.
Yeah.
It was a freaking cartoon. So it's like Love the Glasses Stray. You're on.
I can see finally. I was gonna.
I know in Korea, a lot of the K-pop artists, or a few of the K-pop artists, they have these virtual. You know, this is before the metaverse, but they have like these virtual artists that appear at the venue and perform as holograms.
Yeah.
All right, here it is, guys. We're going to test. We're going to see if Vinny still got that COVID brain fog. Who was the American MC on the song Clint Eastwood that got the main verse on that song?
Oh shit! I don't know what you're talking about.
Brian. I know Brian. I can tell by Brian's smile. He knows.
I'm thinking of the name, but I don't know the name.
It's a 3-part name.
Yeah, it's I'm spacing on it. I know it 1,000% too.
All right, I'll give you
J. Rue the Damager.
You're getting. He has it. His cousin is Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Del Funky
Homo Sapien.
Yeah, he was part of the band.
Yeah.
That's right. Remember, he had that his verse was fucking dope too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, we talked about this in our private chat. We got to bring up the game dissing Eminem.
Yeah, let me find. Well,
and I'm going to I might have a different take on this than what everybody else might think.
Well, I want to talk about this because this is a perfect thing. Top 10 MCs and the game well, here, let's bring this up so everybody can see this. So the game put out his top 10, right? And people were tripping.
This was July of last year. He put out the top 10.
Yeah. My top 10 best rappers alive list in order, not including myself. Jay-Z #1. I don't give him shit for that, right? A lot of people put Jay-Z at #1, right? I don't give him shit for that. Nas at #2. I don't give him shit for that either. Lil Wayne, he's kind of high at #3.
Hey, here's the thing about Lil Wayne. I don't care what anybody says. There was nobody who the Carter
early
3,
2000s, yeah.
The Carter 3 might be the biggest album of the 2000s as far as hits and exposure and everything else. Then you throw in the Carter 2 and then the Young Money shit, and then you throw in his mixtapes with drama and everything else. Because we had that era of the G Unit mixtape. You know what I mean? Where 50 and them took over and kind of thrust themselves into the spotlight. And I feel that that's exactly what Wayne did. Is, you know what I mean? Because he wasn't that good of a rapper. We can go back and listen to fucking early. You know, he was horrible.
His number was
Gilly
his
wrote.
first song.
Everyone knows Gilly wrote his first out.
It wasn't until he graduated U of H. When he graduated U of H, he came back. When he said that he was tougher than Nigerian hair, that right there, we could stop. And I was just like, you know what? Because I was in the car and we were, driving, and Millie come on, the track is hard. I'm like, oh man, Wayne, what is Wayne on? He said, I'm a young man, tougher than Nigerian hair. Have you seen Nigerian hair? That shit is tough. So when he said that, I felt that thing. You know what I'm saying? And anywhere after that, you know what I'm saying? He said, Andre, where's Erykah Badu at? I mean, it's like, bro, he was going.
Here's the thing, though.
That's the fact that video, and if you hear the story, is that was an accident. Like, the producer was pissed off that the song got released the way that it did because it was so raw. But you remember the video? He just gets out, he's just fucking walking. I have no issues with. I got zero issues with Wayne being number 3 at all. I think actually it makes sense. I'm happy he's above Kendrick and fucking. First of all, Andre being fucking below Snoop Dogg is gonna fucking.
Snoop Dogg shouldn't be on this list.
Snoop shouldn't even be on the list.
Snoop had one good album,
and neither should Lil Baby.
I have no problem with Snoop. I love Snoop. Snoop should not be on this list. Andre 3000 most definitely, and I would say Andre 3000 under Eminem. I would say under Eminem only because if you're looking at what we're talking about, Jay, Nas, Wayne, Eminem, I say Andre right up under that.
Guys, when's the last time Eminem's had a good verse? I was an Eminem fan, but I want someone to honestly tell me when the last time Eminem had and now he's had a couple of those fucking Bone verses where he's rapping fast and shit like that. But I'm being serious. When's the last
freestyle thing that he did a couple years ago was so
it
terrible.
The Rap God or something? Or?
Hey, MGK got him on Rap Devil, and I don't care. And I hate MGK, but Rap Devil was fucking a better diss than fucking Rap God.
Eminem does look weird with a beard. He looks kind of weird. Yeah.
My wife met MGK. She stepped out on his shoes. He's a very nice guy. I has no problem with him. But we were at the BET Awards. She stepped out on his shoes and shit. But he's a cool dude. I fuck with him.
I respect that. But there's a reason that he's not rapping anymore.
How is Tupac and Big not on this?
Because they're not alive.
Because it said alive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they said alive.
That makes sense. Okay.
Now, here's another thing. I'm going to tell you. Now, watch this. It's a couple of names I don't see on here. Big Daddy Kane.
I was just about to say that. Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, the God. Amen. Where's
Slick
the fucking
Rick.
God?
I'm going to say Slick Rick. There's some legends on here that's not on this top 10, but maybe they're saying top 10, or maybe the game is saying this is his top 10 without even just going back to the.
Do you think he's just throwing Snoop in there because he's throwing love because he's a West Coast artist and he's got to throw
Here's the thing,
Uncle
Doggy Style, you can I talk about this. I will argue with anybody that Doggy Style might be the greatest rap album from beginning to end. You can put Enter the 36, Ready to Die,
The Chronic,
All Eyes on Me,
Aquemini,
Aliens. Yeah.
There's a few albums that you really don't have to skip songs over, and Doggy Style is one of those. There's 6 songs that every one of us know every fucking lyric to the song. Then you throw in the fillers.
Yeah, I don't think Snoop was ever a really good rapper. I think he has a good.
I ain't gonna say that.
Here's what. No, I'm not gonna say not good. Let me. I should this. Top. He's not top 10 good. Okay.
I can go with that.
Okay.
Snoop is what we call a survivalist, and I'm a survivalist. Like he has survived in this industry. Like he has found a way to reinvent himself over and over and over again.
Snoop's one of the coolest people on the planet.
Legendary in his his career span.
Have
right?
you heard? Have you heard
his
Busta
Rhymes? The same thing.
Right,
dude. His Snoop News podcast is one of the funniest things I ever watched in my entire life when he started putting that out. Did you guys see that?
Here's the issue I have with Snoop Dogg is he's American. And if you guys have relationships with him, I apologize. I'm just speaking off the cup here. But this man literally went from being a gangster rapper, embraced that culture, the murder case, the whole 9 yards. Then he literally became a fucking pimp for 10 years, where he talked about pimping out girls with. There's thousands of videos him talking about, like, I can get $1,000 an hour for her, where he was a fucking pimp. And now he's on a VH1 show with Martha Stewart. Okay, but and let me not even started. The shit that he does to his fucking wife. I mean,
I say Corrupt and Daz over Snoop, man.
Corrupt's a bad motherfucker. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Corrupt's on this fucking list.
Yeah.
Corrupt's one of the Corrupt's a different. Don't even get me started. Corrupt's so
I don't
underrated.
think Corrupt on this list. Jadakiss though. Jadakiss. We can talk about Jadakiss on this
Ghostface
list.
needs to be on the Ghostface.
J. Cole's higher than Drake too. I'm sorry. J. Cole is way higher than Drake.
I want to ask you guys. You guys give
Drake's a
Method Man-
producer. To me, Drake is more like Snoop, where Drake is succeeds depending on the producer that is helping produce him, right? That a producer can say, I don't like the way that sounds, do it like this, like how Dre, told Snoop to do the flow and all that stuff, and I think that Drake's the same way, and I think that if you look at a lot of his most recent stuff, you can tell that it's not as good as when he's got other certain producers around him.
Let me just say Jadakiss said in a freestyle, and I always go back to this freestyle. The boy said he was rapping at a radio station. You can pull this up on YouTube. He was rapping at a radio station. It says Jadakiss Freestyle on YouTube. He's rapping at a radio station. He's going through it. He starts trying to curb his words. And then the dude is like, oh, you can cuss. And he says, shit, I can cuss? And he was like, yes. And the next line that man said is head-on-head collision. I'm a problem, and nobody can solve them. I'm long division. I'm done after that. It don't even matter what happens after that. It don't even matter what happens after that. Jadakiss.
Honestly, if Jadakiss would have been number one on this list, I wouldn't have been mad. Because who's doing it better right now? Jay-Z ain't fucking with Jadakiss right now. There's not a name on this list, including Drake and J. Cole, who is doing better and spitting harder than Jada is right now. Go look at some of Jada's recent features and shit like that. That one he did with fucking Freddie Gibbs is insane.
Yeah.
And we're not even going to talk about. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We're not going to talk about. Go ahead.
Name one person on this list: Jay-Z, Nas, all of them, Eminem, that Method Man would be scared of if you gave him an hour to write a verse. There ain't a fucking person on there that Method Man couldn't fucking battle with, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And we're not even going to talk about how Jadakiss took on all of Dipset by himself, one deep on the verses.
Yeah. Yep.
And killed it so hard, he was able to renegotiate his Def Jam deal.
Yeah.
Dude, what he did when he walked up there, he's like,
Dipset.
I don't do Instagram. I don't do Twitter. I don't do none of that. And he's just like, this is what I fucking do. Yeah. And he's just yelling at the crowd. And what the best part about it is, if you look at Chic and Styles, they just have that smile like, fucking, it's over.
It's over. Y'all let them loose.
Yeah. Cam and Jim are looking at each other like, we ain't got anything after this. Cam tried to bring
What
it back.
What about Ice Cube?
Oh, fuck. I don't disagree. Name someone 50 who's rapping better than Ice Cube did on, what was that, West Side, not the West Side Connection, but that deal he did with Too Short, E40.
Yeah.
New group. I forgot what they called themselves.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore. Yeah. Mount Westmore.
Mount Westmore.
He killed a couple. 40 did too, though.
I'm a big E40 fan, dude. I'm such a huge E40 fan, dude.
I
think that E40, his style. I remember the first time I heard it, I hated it. And then I was like, couple songs later, I was like, holy shit, man, this shit's next level. People just don't realize it.
He didn't rhyme to me. You know what I mean? Like it took me a while to get his wordplay because he didn't rhyme like I was used to hearing West Coast people rhyme. Once you figured out the cadence and a lot of his stuff wasn't meant to rhyme, it made a lot more sense. Like I said, I'm a fucking square white guy from Oklahoma, so trying to pick up on the nuances of
I love
an Oakland rapper
the words
like
that he comes up with. Yeah,
I remember listening to him with Spice One. I think he was on a Spice.
Oh yeah, huge Spice One fan. Dude.
That's what got me. That's what got me on.
Spice One, Richie Rich. E40, Rapping Forte. I'm a Bay Area West Coast guy.
I'm a big Remo knows what he's talking about. But what's crazy is I'm a huge hieroglyphics fan.
Yeah.
Ultra brings up Logic. I was waiting for somebody to bring up Logic.
Here's first of all, that I am so glad that guy fucking retired. It's like if you were to create a rapper in a 3D printer.
Yeah. he's also like he's the rapper, like the vegetarian. He's always got to tell you that he's mixed race in every song, like what, just like a vegetarian. I always got to tell you that they're vegetarian, and he continues to do it as a joke now. Don't get me wrong, he is a really good artist, and I think he's good, but I think you're right. I think he's just this is another one. Pusha T. Yeah.
And then we got to talk about, honestly, Bun B. I know he's not doing a lot of the stuff that he used to, but Bun B wouldn't be afraid of anybody on this fucking list.
Bun, Pimp, the whole UGK, like, man, Bun, if you haven't had it too, shout out to Bun B. He just started a burger.
Is it good?
Oh man, it is a line wrapped around the corner whenever
I seen he's been showing up at concerts and stuff with like
selling
a food
these
truck.
Trill burgers. Yeah, Trill burgers. It's amazing. Trill burgers. If you ever come to Houston, I got you guys. Trill burgers. It's here.
God, Pimp C's flow.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool about that is, obviously there's not like an Oklahoma famous rapper. There's just not. But what was so cool about that Pimp C flow was it was that Texas drawl that was kind of similar to Oklahoma. It was slow, and it wasn't like the MJG 8-ball stuff.
Yeah.
Pocket
full of stones, all of that. Pimp
drive
C.
compressor.
Man, Pimp C would say some of the live shit like, how you gonna pimp with your dick up in it? Just you know what I'm saying? Just some of the I know it's kind of vulgar, but I'm saying, but he was just saying, like, he was telling you from a pimp's perspective, this is what it is, bro. Like he was on that. It was amazing. Just, man, rest in peace, Pimp C.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories about his death.
Oh yeah.
No, he had no. He was on lean and he had sleep apnea, bro. Like it was bad. Like his people that were close to him like really knew. Like Pimp was in the community, so a lot of people in the city of Houston, man. He was all about trying to pull stuff together, pull rappers together, and things like that. But Pimp was on that lean and and stuff like. But then he had sleep apnea too. So
what was that song he did where he literally tried to get everyone? He tried to get T.I. and Lil Keek back together, Paul Wall and Chameleonaire. Remember, what was it called?
Chameleonaire, man. I just saw a little documentary YouTube video about him. That dude is making money, right?
He's a venture capitalist now.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting piece of information. And I was talking to Vinny about this today. So I've been in the music business now for a very long time. One of the records I worked as a general manager for a record company for Paid in Full Entertainment was a record called Get Your Mind Correct, and that is the first time Paul Wall and Chameleonaire came on as a group. I was the person. I engineered the sessions. The first song, My Money Get Jealous, was produced by me and my friend Dre Tovin.
Shut the fuck up! Yeah, how did you not tell me this?
If you go look in the credits, like I'm in there. I'm all over that. Yeah, Miss Marcus Eckby. Yes, I'm in there.
I'm in love with my money.
Yeah, in love my money.
Second, man.
Yeah,
God, that's such a good album too.
Yeah, and so we were, man. That Chameleonaire has always been ahead of his time. So even then, he had a website, chameleonaire.com, where he was flipping his mixtapes, where he was, you could get, color changing lizard click, all the little artwork that he was designing themselves, and after the Kappas, and all that other stuff. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. Paul has always had his hand on the city, always been respected for what he does. It's cool. Mike Jones. We all,
you know what I mean though? But I was in Houston living at that time going to school, and I just remembered how brilliant a fucking marketing that was.
Yeah.
Everybody knew his cell phone.
Yeah.
And if you remember, you called it. There was that.
It was service. A voicemail. He talked about how Nextel, that was a Nextel phone, It was a voicemail message where he was like, "Hey, it's Mike Jones." Da 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 da. That bill was stupid every month because people were calling, and it was Sprint. So Sprint.
What happened to him, Marcus?
He's doing. It's a record. I can't announce which one it is, but they're using a sample from one of his songs. He's still out there. He's got a new situation. Shout out Mike Jones. He's doing big things. But they were just talking about it because him and my guy Derek Milano, who's a real big time songwriter. He wrote like Savage with Beyonce and Meg Thee Stallion, a couple other people. They were just chit chatting about the record on Clubhouse, and Mike was talking about that they got a record that he was getting ready to clear because it all kind of comes back to him and all that old good jazz. I don't want to talk too much because that may be Vinny's client.
No shit. I don't even know what to talk about anymore. I can't. But what about Lil Keek?
So Lil Kiki right now is still,
So it is Kiki.
Yes, Kiki.
Yeah.
I've always called him Keek.
Most people outside of Texas is gonna call him Lil Keek. But I'm used to that. So, but it's Lil Kiki. South Side, one of the biggest songs ever, in Texas, and just kind of went around. So,
lighters on my dresser.
So that's DJ DMD. He got saved. He's in church 24/7 now. He's damn near a preacher. I mean, and so now he got a version called 25 Bibles. So you can pull that up. That's like a video that's out there, whatever. Scarface is doing good. He just
got a podcast.
Yeah, he got a podcast. Willie D.
Yep, him and Willie D. It's crazy, bro.
His son just because Scarface was on dialysis because COVID had almost took him out. So so he was in bad shape. He had to get a whole new kidney, and his son gave him a kidney recently. I think Scarface was running for some sort of district something.
Willie D blew me away, man. He was on Rogan, and he was just telling Willie D is I think super underrated. And nobody ever brings him up ever.
Yeah.
No.
Bald-headed hoes. You know what I'm saying? Willie D. That's what you see, bald-headed hoes. Yeah.
If you guys want to know how dope Scarface is, and you haven't listen to the song "Smile" with him and Tupac.
Oh yeah.
It's probably a top 15 song of mine.
That was his best album.
Oh, it's so good. Face is so good. His lyrics, his pronunciation, Pac's verse on that's just one of those. It's a great beat, and it's one of those mix-ups you didn't really think you wanted. You know what I mean? At the time, who would have thought that a Face and Pac song would work as good as it did? But Smile's a classic.
Face got another song called, Till I Seen a Man Die. And
that's never seen a man cry till I seen a man.
Never seen a man cry till I seen a man die. You know what I'm saying? And Face has always just been ahead of his time, bro. Like even when he was with Ghetto Boys, just what he was doing and his wordplay was just so amazing.
That's another thing. How is Scarface not on that top 10?
That's another thing. And Scarface found Ludacris. Did y'all know that?
Yeah, a lot of his Scarface's peers put him in their top 3.
Oh, Big Remo, 50-50 Twin. Yes. So 50-50 Twin is another Houston rapper. He was with Paul Wall Chamillionaire. And he 50-50 Twin is another underrated guy that came out through the that's amazing. That came out with Chamillionaire. And he said something so live too. He said he would work his way up to Papa Do's, he would get a job at Papa Do's, work his way up to manager and rob them hoes. That's a 50-50 Twin line. So it's like, it's the wordplay was just crazy coming out of Texas at that time. It was real.
Dude, do you remember Flip's line for Papa Do's? Or no, David Banner's.
David Banner's line for Papa Do's.
You can catch us at Papa Do's eating steak and By the way, Like a Pimp with David Banner and Little Flip might be that and Three Kings. When I was down there, those were the fucking songs that could not come off. You played Still Tippin', the remix with Big Pokey.
That's right.
With the Big Pokey still had the best verse of anybody on the Still Tippin' verses. But that was popular. God, missed that, man.
Yeah.
I just saw a podcast or a YouTube video where Lil Flip, he went on there's this podcaster always reps Arizona. His name's Bootleg Kev.
Yeah.
And
I know Kev.
Really?
Yeah.
He's cool, dude. I like him, man. I got a lot of, well, I don't know if he's cool, but I like that he reps Arizona. And I watch his shit a lot. But he had Little Flip on there. Little Flip just went off for like 15 minutes on a freestyle, and it was funny watching him.
Yeah.
I saw the one. You know what's funny, Brian? When you mentioned Kasky for the first time, that was when we got done. I listened to the Cosmic Kev Kasky interview where he was beefing with Upchurch and Adam Calhoun and all those fucking guys. So
I like Kasky, dude. I really like Kasky. I like his flow. I love his style. I like him. I like him a lot.
Did you listen to his Burden disc?
Yeah.
I Got Time Today.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, it's excellent, bro. I'm a big fan of his.
That's my heart. After Calhoun though, he didn't want anything. He didn't want nothing with Adam.
No. Here's my biggest problem with music nowadays. All the new shit that I listen to is 100% hip hop because I can't find a new good rock band. I can't find a new good, like every once in a while, like some country band, like Sturgill Simpson will come out and blow me away, but nobody other than hip hop is what
I'm still waiting for the rock resurgence. You know, like
it's done. How are you going to invent a bunch of new fucking chords that people haven't played?
Yeah.
I mean, unless there's some new instruments, rock and roll has been played out. I mean, there's going to be some cool albums and stuff like that. But Brian, for real, in the last 3 months, I have really gotten back into outlaw country. You got guys like Ernest, Hardy, Morgan Wallen, even guys like fucking Jelly Roll.
Yeah, I like Jelly Roll. I'm a big fan of Sturgill Simpson, dude. I'm a huge fan of Sturgill Simpson.
Fucking Cody Wetzel, guys like that. You know what I mean? They're talking. It's funny. They're talking about the same shit that we listened to in the 90s rap.
Yeah.
Same, you know what I mean? They're not talking about killing. They're talking about going out, having a good time with their buddies, meeting chicks, fucking them. They're not talking about some of the crazy shit you hear in today's lyrics, but it's this outlaw country rap stuff that they're doing now is a lot closer to the stuff that we were listening to in the 90s. Because I'm with you, there's not any new music. I always go back to the late 90s, early 90s rap. That's where I always go back to on long drives.
I'm 100% hip hop, especially on. There's every once in a while I'll find like one band where I'm like, oh my god, these guys are amazing. But it's like 2 years will go by and it's like maybe another band. Where in that time I found 15 different hip hop artists that are new that I like. So it's very interesting. But here's the other thing I will say before we move on. I will say this: most of the new hip hop I listen to is definitely not this mumble rap style. It's the boom bap style. It's old school. It's Merkham's. It's the dude that's with the tennis girl right now. What's his name?
White Corday.
Yeah, white. Yeah, Corday. You know what I mean? Like they sound like that old school style. I just never got really into the mumble rap style.
See, I think the mumble rap shit gets like people want to put Migos in that mumble rap. Fucking Offset and Takeoff are pretty fucking good lyricists if you uncover some of the ad libs and some other shit. That Unc and Neff album that just came out's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, believe it or not, I listened to it twice, and if I listen to an album twice, it's pretty decent.
Yeah. I really like Benny the Butcher. I really like him.
Yep.
I like what Funk Flex said about him though.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
If you're 40 and you've peaked, like
he told him don't complain because you got like every cosign and anything you could possibly imagine. You have it. You have no reason to complain. Basically.
Well, Funk Flex is really he's. I feel like Whatnot and some of these quote unquote influencers have been taking ideas from Funk Flex because Funk Flex is the optics are bad with him on every level. It seems lately, man. He can't do nothing but like Jesus.
But Big Truck Series, Funk Flex Big Truck Volume 2 is the greatest mixtape that was ever made. Personal opinion. It had about 8 or 9 different fucking freestyles on there that were just monsters.
Oh yeah, killing it.
All right, let's get into some of this stuff here. That was the fun part of the show. Get you guys all warmed up. 44 live, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna get into some very interesting video game collecting stuff right here. But I want to remind everybody after this, we've got some killer spec talk with Trey. He's been digging. He's been digging in
You ain't lying about digging.
Yeah. So all right, let's get into this. Vinny, what do you want to start with, man?
Start with maybe the Pokemon Red.
Yeah, this is interesting. So I got a bunch of these Pokemon Reds photos and stuff here to go through.
Yeah, so what I wanted to do, guys, was just kind of continue what I was doing with the NES Black Box series, and just kind of the thing that got me into video games and really understanding it was understanding the variants. So I think what I'm going to do from time to time on these podcasts is go through some of the variants for popular games, so you guys know what to look for, basically. So all right, so Pokemon Red, of course, this was a game released in 1998. This was the first Pokemon game.
I remember when this got released too, big time. I remember when this got released. It was a big deal,
dude. And this fetches big money too. Like we're talking like 50,000 plus for this.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the so I wanted to go through a few of the printings. So there's a third, first, second, and third print. So this is actually the third print with a hold on, with a black, like the so okay, so go to the front cover real quick. Yeah, so if you look at the ESRB logo, it's filled in black. So that's how you can tell that this is the third print. Sorry. And actually, if you want to go to the next photo, I just kind of go through. Yeah, so this is how we know it's a third print. The ESRB logo is actually changed over time. And also on the back, it was Rattata versus Pidgey. So that was the third print. Okay.
Interesting.
Second print. Let's see we'll go to the next one. Yeah. Okay. So ESRB logos. So from 1994 to 1998, you kind of had like this hollow KA, kids to adults, ESRB logo. From 1998 to 1999, same kind of hollow, not filled in E. And then it changed from 1999 onwards to a solid E.
So how many do you have an idea, or do they have an idea how many first and second prints were released?
That I'm unclear of. No.
I would love to know, like, what are the release numbers of first and second print video games?
I'm sure it's pretty substantial, though.
Yeah.
You got to think. I mean, these games came out and they're in every video game store, every electronic store. I think we're probably talking either hundreds of thousands or in the millions, probably, especially on games like Pokemon, So this is the second print. So you have the E that's hollow. And then still you have Rattata versus Pidgey on the second print. And then on the first print, you have the hollow E. No, sorry.
Yeah, hollow E.
Yeah, hollow E, and then Meowth versus Sandshrew. So that's kind of the main way to tell that this is the first print, because again, first and second print has the hollow E, and then Meowth versus Sandshrew on the first print, and then Pidgey versus Rattata on the second print and the third print.
Well, the thing, I mean, this is all awesome, and people are geeking out about it. But to me, the shit that I geek out even more about is this shit.
Oh yeah. So that game that I just showed you was the 1998 release in the United States of Pokemon Red. Now, I don't know if you all know this, but Pokemon Red was actually released in Japan by Game Freak in conjunction with Nintendo in 1996. So this is actually the first ever Pokemon product available. This comes before the trading card game. This comes before any other Pokemon item that you can buy.
No shit.
Yes, this is the first thing ever.
Was Charizard meant to be the main character?
They just used him on the front cover of this because it was actually, there were two games that were released simultaneously. This is just the one that gets the most love, but there was Pokemon Red and Green that was released initially in Japan, and then there's Pokemon Red and Blue, released in
the
the United
US.
States. Yeah.
Oh man, this is awesome. What do these usually run?
Right now it's still pretty cheap. The only problem is, again, like I was mentioning to you guys the other day, these were not sealed. This has a bag around it, this particular photo, but these were not sealed. So it's one of those things where in order to show that it's unopened, you have to make sure that there's no creasing along the edge.
Yeah.
So these are impossible. In fact, I've never seen an unopened graded copy of this yet. So I mean,
what is cheap? What is cheap? Like a couple thousand?
About you can get it for about 1,000, but again, what you're doing is you're basically taking a gamble for $1,000 that this is an unopened copy. So
yeah, and we all I could see that a lot of the counterfeiters are going to start counterfeiting cards and video games and comics now more than anything, because the amount of money that you can get on these things for putting in such little effort.
Oh yeah. And what was I going to say? I did see one of these come up for the first time at Heritage Auctions a week or two ago, but it was qualified. So it was graded by VGA, but it was open but unused, and it went for about, I think it was like $1,700. So
that's not bad.
Not bad, but I personally think this is like $100,000 game.
Yeah, that's what, to me, I think that because it's the very first Pokemon anything, right?
Yeah, if you can find it unopened or unused, I think this is a monster. It's a monster because not only is it the first Pokemon game, this should be, even for Pokemon card collectors, the first thing that they should go after.
Yeah,
if they
any
really
Pokemon fan, period.
Yep.
Cartoon, cards, games, whatever. This is the first. I wonder if there was ever any kind of like ads that have been sent out, like, you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Fuck. Like you know how we have like previews and there's ads,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Previews?
There are leaflets. I don't know. I haven't seen one yet for this particular game, but there are leaflets that they used to do in Japan. They're about this big, and they would be essentially promotional flyers that would just be on the streets, or they would give out at the stores back then.
That's cool. That to me would be something to definitely look after.
Yeah. And then we can jump into Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, this is the type of stuff that I love, you guys, because
you don't think of Pokemon that just does it. Like, how in the fuck is Charizard not a dragon type Pokemon?
No.
I don't know nothing about him, man.
I wish I knew more about him. He's a fighting I think he's a fighting fire type, but he's not a dragon type. So
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It does.
So on this, if you can go to the back of this. So Breath of the Wild, if you notice, first of all, any Wii, DS, or Wii U games, if you're looking for the launch day edition, that barcode in the bottom is going to say 00000. So it's all zeros, or 00100. So that's how you tell that you're getting a first print on these Wii and DS games. Now, the interesting thing about Breath of the Wild is this is actually a second print, because it has, which it's supposed to, is 2 controllers on the front. If you can go to the next one, Brian, what happened was they actually did a misprint on the launch day edition of this that had 7 controllers. So that's the one to look for. If you ever find one of these, I would grab it, because it's fetching some pretty nice money. And this is a pretty relatively modern game. If you guys can see, I know it's
1 second. Let me sign into this real quick.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, man, this is the shit that I definitely love.
So I'll say I went to a retro video game show probably about 6 months ago, and I found one of the 7 controller, error or misprints over there. I paid about $200 for it, but these things are now going for about, I've seen 2 in the last 2 weeks go between $1,700 and $2,000
for the misprint ones.
Yeah, for the misprint ones.
So it's moving up, right?
Yeah, it's moving up. And this used to be probably maybe $300. few months ago. I mean, it's really moving up. Yeah. So if you just see all the controllers on the back, so that's how you can tell. But also you can see all the zeros on the bottom as well. That shows you the launch day edition.
Very good information right there, you guys. Key in on that. Drop that in your brain bank.
Yeah, and 78 points of articulation is saying it's wild that this would be worth so much because it's new. There's a lot of people who are buying a lot of this Wii U stuff, a lot of the Switch stuff, launch day editions, even like Mario Odyssey for the Switch is sought after. You know, a lot of these games are things people are looking for. So I wouldn't count these things out at all. It's just like modern comic books. People are looking for this stuff.
Yeah.
You remember how bad? Remember how butthurt people were when ratio variants started gaining in popularity? This is the same type of deal. It's the people who missed out. They're gonna fucking try to denigrate and talk down on anything that's new.
Yep, and keep in mind also that this new generation grew up on Wii. You know, they didn't grow up on NES or SNES or the same things that we did. So.
Switch. Yep.
So is this the
Mike Tyson?
Yeah, go to the front real quick of this. Okay, so this is a first print Mike Tyson. If you look next to the lettering in orange, you see these white bullets. So that actually tells you that this particular Mike Tyson's Punch Out is a first print. You can also tell some of the rules that I mentioned before with the black box variants. Again, it's just a guide, but there's a circle seal here. There's no Rev A. So this is something that tells you it's a first print. So first print with the circle seal along with the white bullets.
Wow. Okay, so let's take a look at the second print here, you guys. I mean, this is such good information to keep in your head, especially when you're going garage, sailing or whatever.
Now, keep in mind you have a circle seal here, but you have 3 orange bullets. So this is a second print.
White bullets?
What's that?
We want orange with white bullets.
Yeah, you want orange with the white bullets will be the first print. And keep in mind, guys, if you guys want to collect and put things together, this is not like comic books where you can't marry pages to a comic book and get it slabbed because it'll be, essentially like restored or whatever. Video games are different. If you find all the right parts and marry them together, it's no problem at all. So you can create your own CIB. So I actually found a white bullet Tyson at one of the game shows. I found a manual somewhere else. Now I'm just looking for a box. If I find it all, I can put it all together and slab it as a CIB. And I have never seen a sealed white bullet Tyson ever so far.
I remember as a kid, this game was such a big deal when it came out. I remember sitting over at my buddy's house, putting in the code to try and beat Tyson when that came out. I remember when the whole thing with Tyson went down and they took him out of the game. Like it was such a big deal. This game alone in such a short period of time, it changed so many times.
Yeah,
because of the law, everything going on with the law. They didn't want him to be on the box anymore. That type of crazy stuff.
Yeah, they just didn't want to renew his contract at that point. It was kind of he'd just gotten beaten, and they were just like, we're good. We don't need to. We can just keep this franchise going. So yeah. That's actually why they got rid of him.
Well, they actually did a really good job with the franchise. The Super Punch Out on Super Nintendo is one of the best games ever made.
Oh, yeah.
It's still fucking fun to play. Slipping that fucking jab of slipping that uppercut of Glass Joe's and fucking his ass up with that left. Still satisfying. Watching his jaw, watching King Hippo's fat ass pants come out. All that. What's the raper dude with the German mustache? Fucking all those guys up. Still satisfying to me.
Brian, I think you missed one. We did second print. Can you go back to the third print?
Third print. Yeah.
So third print is orange bullets. Now you see the circle seal, but you have a Rev A next to it. So remember, circle seal, no revision A comes first, and then revision A circle seal comes after that. So you'll always know. That's how you can figure out the prints. So that's a third print, and then they have an oval seal on the back, I guess. Okay. So next print is the fourth print with an oval seal. So
that's an oval. You see
that must be the oval seal for this fourth print.
Yeah. Yep. Oval
and it looked like it's still sold for $4,000.
Yes. Yeah. And that was CIB also, Marcus. So it wasn't sealed.
$4,000. Wow.
Yeah.
What was it? It was a 9.2. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man. That's nuts. And then here we go. Yeah, the Mr. Dream replacement. I remember that, man. I totally remember that.
Yeah.
This is the Grail, you guys. This is the Grail right here. The Famicon Punch-Out game, bald bull on it, gold.
Yeah. So this was, I guess, the true first Punch-Out. It was called Punch-Out Special, and it was a giveaway with a Famicom game called U.S. Golf Tournament. And so they actually gave out 10,000 of these as prizes, for all the people who were playing the game. So actually, it was a gold cartridge, similar to the Zelda cartridge in the United States. If you scroll down, Brian, there's a few other pieces to this.
Well,
so
the cool thing, really quick, is that this came out. There was no fight after Super Macho Man. Super Macho Man was the end boss when this came out.
Yep. So there was the box, and then there was this manual as well. So in order to have a complete version of this, you need to have all those pieces. And I want to say there was a letter too that also you got for winning the golf tournament or being one of the winners. But again, with CIBs, they only consider the box, the cart, and the manual as the items that to be graded. But if you want to be a real completionist, I believe there's also that letter as well.
Such a iconic. Everything's iconic about this game. Like there's 4 or 5 games that they're so iconic. Punch-Out, Zelda, Mario. They're just, you see these characters and you're instantly taken back.
Yeah, and then it says like there was some wording, some coloring, some music variations, but that was essentially the prototype for this game.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I remember the first time when you found out like all the little special punches you could do to knock people out, in the Super Punch-Out game, and you would try to win bouts and like the record scores and all that stuff, and you'd figure out how to do all the little special punches on guys when they would do their special punches. It was so much fun back in the day. So much fun.
I got a question for you guys. What do you guys think as people who are kind of new to the video game hobby? What do you think about these stickers, like a K&B sticker or Toys R Us?
I like them.
Love them.
They're like date stamps to me.
Absolutely.
I'd rather have the KB sticker than anything not.
I would too. The video game guys, they don't want them. They want them removed, taken off. I love them personally. I think they're great.
Yeah. I wouldn't take them off. I love them on my G.I. Joes also. Yeah, man. Like it's like the date stamp. It's like, people looked down at that in the past, and now everybody knows that they're a good thing.
It's why I love high grade newsstands. That right there tells a story. That was fucking sitting on, you know what I mean? That was up in one of those glass cases. Y'all remember how the KBs was behind the register, and it went in a sack, and just all the things that had to go through to end up is still in that package the way it looks now. Like that, you can't. I love it.
Yeah.
Not only that, where was it sitting at to still be protected like that? It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Whose house was that sitting in? Was it in a climate controlled room? Was it in a in the warehouse upstairs in a dark cold area? Like that shit looks amazing.
Promise collection type shit.
Going off of what Trey mentioned last week, there was actually a Super Mario Brothers 1 that was found in somebody's house. It was like an aunt who never gave it to the kids. Yep. He was joking last week about if they were bad, just would have kept the game. And that is, I don't know if they were bad, but that is what happened. This aunt who was supposed to give it to her nephews, she just forgot about it. She didn't give it. And that thing was found. And that was one of the sealed graded copies that was like in the news last year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Those stories are the best.
Yeah, we sold that. My aunt is the one who had it, and we sold that. We made a few dollars
for your birthday.
For my birthday,
which
is today, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So you never want to just my birthday's every day of the week. So you just we do what we can. You know what I mean? But but that crazy story. That's a crazy story.
Well, you know what you could do for your birthday? You can take your crypto money that you're going to get in your crypto cards and go buy some tickets to the Houston Texans games.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Houston Texans become the first NFL team to sell game suites through crypto. Basically, they did a partnership with BitWallet, right? And on Tuesday, they put themselves as a unique leader in the sports crypto intersect. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm from Houston. The Texans are absolutely trash, but this is a good move. Now, my guy Obeezy is on the team now, so hopefully, we're going to see some uptick, right? But the reality of the situation is that you can now buy suites with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin through BitWallet. So you can buy your suites that way, right? Becoming the first team to do that. But the Los Angeles Rams became the first NFL franchise to partner where they did an NFT where they recreated the Super Bowl ring, and that ring NFT sold out in a day.
Yeah, that's smart. That's super smart.
And other players who's jumping on the crypto train are Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Odell Beckham. They've been extremely vocal about being active throughout the crypto industry and doing certain things, dropping kind of cards and NFTs and things of that nature. It's at the end of the day, like I said before, and I'm gonna continue to say, guys, we want to be able to be ahead of the curve and give you guys this information. Do with it what you will. But the reality is what we're trying to show you is that the shit is coming. So you might as well get ahead of it as fast as you can so you can make some money on it, because we're all here to make money. We want to make money in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Let's make some money. Man, thank you, Bryan, leading into this. So we talked about this offline with the guys. I talked about this offline with the guys earlier before we started the show. But Fox is investing $100 million in the blockchain technology. That goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the Crapopolis NFTs. The Crapopolis NFTs are the beginning. Fox is betting on it with the cartoon that's getting ready to roll out in 2023. They are prepared, watch this, to spend $100 million in the NFT and blockchain initiatives, right? So the inaugural crap chickens, the crap chicken is right there. They went on sale August 11th. You can get it on OpenSea right now, but when they first came out, it was the equivalent of $184 to $330 per chicken. Those chickens lay eggs. It's all kind of other things that it comes with. But when you get the chicken, it's certain things that you can do. Private screening rooms, invite to meet and greets, cast producers, exclusive first look access, NFT drop, the ability to vote on elements, and you will get paid a royalty if they use your chicken in the cartoon as it's coming on Fox.
That's crazy, dude. That is so smart right there. People don't realize how smart that is, because it basically it becomes like a sports and collectible type thing, right? Like, oh, there's a chance that your character could move up from the minor leagues and be on the fucking TV.
And look at this. And here's the crazy part. He was saying that the guy that's been over Crapopolis, he was like, man, the project is not really about generating incremental revenue. It's about having fans self-select. Think about when Ryan Seacrest was telling people about American Idol and here, call in, pick your talent and who you're voting for and all that old shit. So you're getting ready, you're getting firsthand to vote on a thing, and it becomes a thing. Same thing that's happening right now also with the bat cowls. You can still get those right now on nft.dcuniverse.com. You can purchase one. They're creating a Batman comic right now, and I'm in that because I own two of the NFTs, two of the bat cowls. And you vote on the villain, which was Brainiac. You vote on the type of cowl that Batman is going to wear. You vote on the cape. You vote on the Batmobile. Everybody is voting on all of these things, and everything that you vote on is going to show up in the comic book. So we're basically creating a comic book with these amount of people, with everybody that has a cowl.
Yeah. I think about the some of these things where they give you access to an event or a party or something like that. Some of these NFTs, and I constantly imagine being there with my MetaMask and going to an event, and then the bouncers just looking at me like, "Yo, bro, I don't know anything about no NFT. Back of the line."
Yeah.
And I'll show them on the phone. Come on, man, I got this. Yeah. Nah, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Back of the line.
So that Batman that you showed is kind of the one that they've kind of voted on, and I think Mike Janin is the guy that's kind of writing the story or something like that, or whatever, whoever.
It's kind of weird having a Brainiac be a Batman villain.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's a whole thing. So I just think that it's cool. Now, some people may look at it and be like, it's kind of whatever. But just the fact that you're on the ground level, you're voting for something, it kind of puts you into it. These bat cowls are still, I think, selling right now for like $300. I mean, they're taking and it's only like 8,000 people with them. So your vote is like only 8,000 people who are all voting on whatever, and then they get access to some stuff that DC is getting ready to do. I was talking to somebody over there, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. They were saying that they're actually going to take the people that actually own this NFT and treat them like Bored Ape Yacht Club, and these will be the people that usher in the DC universe of NFTs. Like, this is how they're gonna focus on those 8,000 people. So anybody that, because they killed off the rest of them, you can't even buy a cow no more. So if you're not buying from someone that has it, you can't even get one.
What's you talked about Bored Ape and that type of stuff. What's going on here? The super plastic stuff.
So the super plastics, these are, if you are familiar with just NFTs, these are the mutant apes. So these are after the Bored Ape take the serum and then they turn into mutant apes. Vinny put us on this a couple of months ago, where Super Plastic were actually selling the Bored Ape Yacht Club figures. Like, you had
smart.
You had to have the figure, and they only sell for 30 minutes. Once that 30 minutes is up, you can't even buy it no more. So it's an open edition for 30 minutes. However many people buy, that's how many there is, and they don't produce no more after that. So the Mutant Apes is the next. See, this is the gorillas. The gorillas is what you're looking at in the spacesuits.
It's so crazy how all these things, especially like vinyl toys, has become full circle, like with the NFT stuff, and they've kind of merged together. And seeing the vinyl toy stuff kind of happen from its infancy, early 2000s, at like being at cons and seeing these things. And
that's your boy Alex Party right there.
Yep. And like this shit's unreal. And there is some major money to be made with these vinyl toys. Shout out to the Hive boys and James. James is really big into the vinyl toys. I think. Was there a vinyl Banksy toy?
Yes, there was a flower thrower.
Yeah.
Flower bomber or whatever it was called. Yep.
Yeah.
And that was actually, that's interesting. Small tangent, but that was actually done by Medicom, and Medicom is a legitimate company.
Yes.
To do all of Cause's stuff, or a lot of Cause's stuff. And I actually think that's, even though it doesn't say it or people question it, I think it's an official Banksy toy, because they're not in the business of doing fake stuff or stuff that doesn't have an actual partnership. So something to think about.
Yeah. Do they oh man, this takes me back talking about Medicom. Here we go. Let me pull this up. Yeah, they're action figure toys. It's all kind of merged together, man. It is big business right now.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. The whole Banksy thing.
Also, Super Plastic is, if people don't know, it was formed by the previous founder of Kid Robot, Paul Budnitz. So he left. He sold Kid Robot to NECA. He left. He formed Super Plastic, and they actually opened their first physical store in New York, like I think this month.
Wow.
Yeah,
these bear bricks. I always remember the bear bricks, and people. I always thought that was such a cool thing that you could buy these things as plain, all these these vinyl toys that's just plain, and then do your art with them. It's such a great idea, and it's really just blown up, man.
Yeah. The cool part about all of this is that there's something for everybody. So whatever your juice is, then this is kind of, then this is kind of where you kind of live at. I've seen them bear bricks sell for like $20,000-$30,000. I can't even fathom. I mean, it's not my jam, but I'm slowly getting into it because Vinny is like, dragging me tooth and nail about this shit. Like, yo, bro, you got to see this shit. And so now it's like I've been bit by the bug. So now it's like I got to have some of this shit. So Super Plastic is kind of where I'm starting at. And you should have never sold. He said I should have never sold my 1,000% cause. Yeah, that's probably some big money right now. No lie.
What's going on with the mutant? With the mutant, like what are these running for?
So they're running for $222. In order to get the one that you have highlighted right now, you must hold a Mutant Ape NFT or a Super Plastic NFT 1 hour prior to the drop. Now, let me be clear. If you bought the regular Bored Ape for $222 when it was available, you could have instantly went on eBay and sold that joint for like $1,100. Like you could have bought it over here if you had a Bored Ape or a Super Plastic NFT, took it and said, hey, here's a pre-sale. I'm selling it on the Bay. People were selling that joint, Vinny, am I lying? $1,100, like right out the gate.
Yep.
So this is like money if you can grab one of these in that 30 minutes. So right now, what I would suggest, if anybody wants to roll the dice, you don't have enough money for a Mutant Ape NFT, or I wouldn't suggest you go try to buy a Mutant Ape NFT right now today. I would go and buy a Super Plastic NFT. I just seen one for like $86. So you got it on $86. Then now you know that you're a shoe-in to grab this in 30 minutes tomorrow, because this launches tomorrow. You go to the website, you buy this. Then if you want to just flip it on the Bay, go do what you got to do. You're instantly making money, because these little joints are going to go crazy. So these are the more rare ones. Then when you scroll up to the other one is open to the public, where you don't have to have an NFT. You just need to be there to buy it when it goes live for 30 minutes. That's if you scroll up, Brian, on the other one. The other one's purple.
Yeah, they're badass, dude.
Yeah.
I think these are cool as hell.
Yeah, those are sick.
How big are they?
I think they're 12. I believe they're 12-inch. I believe, if I remember.
12, 13 inches, somewhere around there.
Trey, dude, this is one of the things I definitely remember about Trey. Trey will spec on anything, including golf club covers, you guys.
What was funny was I bought one of these, and I figured if anybody could appreciate this, it'd be you. But they're flipping right now.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
This week at the there's a big golf tournament in Boise, Idaho, and Scotty Cameron, which is one of the biggest club makers in the world that does all the putters or Tiger Woods and everything, they release a head cover every week for these big tournaments. And since this tournament is in Idaho is famous for potatoes. Well, we all know that, the twice baked potatoes is famous. Well, if you look, it's a potato, but he's definitely twice baked. And I thought it was fucking pretty cool that they're even doing stuff like that now. So I ordered one, and they're actually flipping. So I just thought you'd get a kick out of that, Brian.
I think that's badass, dude. And trust me, I know, being out here in AZ, I know all about Scotty Cameron, man.
That is true. I forgot he is. I guess he is in.
This stuff is next level, you guys. You can basically flip anything, and we're going to continue to bring like these things to you. You'll be sitting somewhere one day, and you'll look to your left or to your right, and you'll see one of the things that we talked about. That's why I keep telling you, put it in your brain bank. Like, remember these covers. Like back in the CBSI days, it was like you try to just stare at the pictures to remember as many covers as you can. Remember these covers.
Let me say this, man. I remember being on the other side watching, CBSI, watching Trey when he would, tell you certain spec, and man, just a transparent moment. It was, comics and shit was new for me. I got in because my oldest son now wanted to draw comic book characters. That's how I got into comics, and I just got bit by the bug, and after that, it was on. But I was so lost, right? So I would literally listen to what, Trey and the other guys would say. And half the time I would blow that shit off. Just real talk. It would go through one ear and out the other and be like, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm not listening to that. And it wasn't until he would say something, and then a month later, the book that he just talked about took off. Or somebody would say something, and the toy that they're talking about is out in the wild, and I see it, I pass it up. Somebody else picks it up, and then I go on eBay. Now that shit's selling for like $1,000. All I'm saying is this: the NFTs, all the other shit that we're talking about here. Choose what your poison is, but pick one and understand we just giving you all the information. It's for y'all to process and take what y'all want to take with it. Like for me, I'm all over this video game shit right now with what Vinny's on. I'm all over that. You know what I'm saying? The NFT shit, me and Vinny do that with our eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pull Trey in. I'm going to get Trey together eventually. Bryan, I'm going to get Bryan together eventually. But for the most part, for you guys, if you guys want to know, this is how money is being made right now. There's a true story. What got me into NFTs is a young 13-year-old kid who bought a Clone X for $200 and sold that hoe for $200,000. That woke my black ass up. I was done. I said, yo, I need to find out about this NFT shit. What is it? I need to know.
But I got to give you respect, though, Marcus. When you dove into the NFTs, you dove in head first. Like, you learned about the wallets. I mean, you spent a bunch of time on Discord. And that's one thing I really want people to understand. If you're going to get into video games, if you're going to get into NFTs, comics, or sports cards, and you plan on spending your money, you have to dive into this head first and get wet. You're going to have to, because what we have come to find out are there is as many people that are trying to take advantage of you as they are trying to help you. And sifting between what's fake and what's on the up and up is harder and harder these days.
Yeah.
So you have to learn the stuff like Vinny's telling you about the seals and the prints and the things like that. There are going to be people, they're going to try to sell you first prints, and third prints are going to be inside the box. And learn and figure out as much information about these collectibles as you can. So when you go into a thrift store, you go into a vintage stock, you have as much information, if not more information, than the people that run that store. That's when you're dangerous in this collectible and speculation, is when you can go into a comic book store and you know what that guy has in his inventory that can make you money better than he does. Do the same thing when it comes to collectibles and the shit that we're telling you about. If you're interested in it, spend as much waking time as you can reading on Reddit, all the forums, YouTube comments, anything you can. Just get as wet and as deep as you can, and you're going to protect yourself. And then when you protect yourself and you don't get fucked over, you have more fun collecting and you're more willing to spend money. But get to the point where you can't get fucked over.
Yep.
And
speaking of that, can we talk about the Discord? Do we want to talk about that? Or,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not as populated as I was hoping it would be with information, but I got the basis of it started up. So if you don't know that, we have the QR code and everything. All you got to do is take a photo of it.
Yep. So I'm gonna let everybody know we've got the Discord getting started up. Trey's gonna load it and just continue to drop just crazy information, and it'll start running itself and working itself. So we'll put that information in the link. We'll put a link in the description, and then I'll make an Instagram post with the QR code if you guys want to get in on it, and we'll make that available to everybody out there. Thank you.
Join early. That's what I'm gonna tell everybody. Join early. Fuck all the dumb shit. Join early. I'm telling y'all now, the shit that we're getting ready to do. Join early. If you can get it, join early. I'm not gonna say, I cannot stress it enough. Everybody else quiet. Hey, listen to me. Join early. I'm here to let you know now. Join fucking early. You're early to the game if you do it now. Join early. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll post a link too, Mark. I'll post a link so you can post.
Yeah, I got it right here, I think. Let me see if this works for you guys. So here is an invite link. You guys try it out. Let me know if that works for you guys. And we'll get it all set up. You got it, Laura. Join early. What up, Laura? Laura, one half of Bird City Comics. You guys know how much we love Bird City Comics and what Laura and the girls are doing over at Nearing Nerdvana. Make sure you guys are subbed up to them and watching them. They did a really good job spotlighting the Endless this last week. And speaking of that, what do you? I mean, did you guys all watch Sandman?
I started, yeah.
If you haven't watched Sandman, we're about to get fucking waist deep in Sandman. So turn it off if you haven't. I just warned people.
Let's go.
The Sandman series, you guys, was excellent. I was not disappointed at all. I kind of knew going in what to expect, and I've just blown away and excited, and even to this day, every day that I continued watching the like a new episode or we get closer to the end, I would tell myself, man, even the prices now are criminally low on those early issues of Sandman, those key issues, and those super hard to find ones. Man, I can't wait till one of those pops up. See what the prices on those things go for. So let's talk a little bit about some Sandman spec, because Trey watched some Sandman and started doing some digging. Yeah.
I liked the first 4 episodes as much as I've liked anything in a very, very long time. I thought the last half was a little slow, but man, there's some interesting speculation stuff inside Sandman that still doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know necessarily where they're going with this, but the very first one I want to discuss is the Hecate. I don't know if you guys have watched the Sandman, but the 3 witches that were in the first episode that Morpheus went to with a offering was the Hecate. The first appearance of the fucking Hecate was in Wonder Woman Annual #1 from 2014. If you remember, that was right before the Witching Hour, right before the Justice League Dark, and right after Death Metal #1, right here. This is the first appearance of the Hecate. Can someone explain to me why a magic villain from 2014 was introduced into a 40-plus-year-old Neil Gaiman series? Makes absolutely no sense. But if you go on, and I believe it was episode 6, she makes another appearance when she's talking to Rose Carter. So there's something about the fact that they introduced a Wonder Woman villain. And if you read The Witching Hour, basically Wonder Woman has a portion of Hecate's power in her soul and has had it since the beginning of time. But why would they introduce her inside the Sandman? Well, can you go to Wonder Woman 300, B?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys caught this, but do you guys know who Lyda Hall was? The dark-haired character that became pregnant through the series? Do you guys fucking know who that was?
I don't think
That's
do.
Diana Troy and Steve Trevor's fucking daughter. Yes, the pregnant chick that was helping out Rose Carter and Jed, Wonder Woman's fucking daughter. Do you guys know who Hector was, the boyfriend? Does anybody have any idea who that was? Because that is the son of Carter Hall, Hawkman. Guess who else? That Hector Hall. He happened to be the second Dr. Fate. Why in the fuck are they introducing all these things? Now the other thing that's interesting, can you go to Sandman 13, which I mentioned this at the little bit last week. Sandman 13 has never been a key. There you go. This is...
Where is it?
Sandman
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I got the wrong one. Just 1 second.
Anyway, Sandman 13, which Brian's going to pull up, is the first appearance of Joanna Constantine, who stole the series, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
She was absolutely fucking brilliant. The very first appearance of Joanna Constantine, I'm probably fucking up her first name, Constantine, is this book right here. Brian, go look and see what the last 2 9/8 have sold for from Sandman 13, which was not a key a week ago. Go look what that book just sold for.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting, you guys. This is the type of shit that I love. Breaking it down. All right, here we go.
Guys,
Woo!
No, that wasn't it. There was a couple
51.
No.
The 9/8, about 300,
400.
between 300 and $400.
That's right. The ones I saw were between $300 and $400. This was a common book 2 weeks ago, guys. You can still go in to a majority of comic book
Yes.
stores, and you know the Sandman run
Yep.
that doesn't have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13 sitting in a fucking long box at your store right now.
Yep.
Now, where I'm going with this is I think that they're definitely going to do something with the Justice League Dark, the new iteration. But the only thing that fucking kind of threw me off, though, was when Morpheus went to visit. I was really hoping it was going to be Tom Ellis, by the way. When they were building up Lucifer, when he was going to go visit Lucifer, I was hoping it was Tom Ellis from the series, but it wasn't. They actually got it right. But do you know who actually brings Morpheus to meet Lucifer in the comic books? Etrigan, the demon.
Yep.
I was actually kind of hoping that they were going to do Etrigan.
There was a lot of people rumors going around that we might see Etrigan in this, which is very interesting. Lots of rumors.
Back to the Hecate, the Wonder Woman #1. If you read about her origin and you read that Witching Hour, when magic was created in the universe, the light was the Hecate, the dark was this individual called the Upside Down Man. And the Upside Down Man has very, very, very deep connective tissue with Zatanna and Zatanna's dad.
And is a newer character.
Now, hey, name a character that we just saw in Sandman that kind of looks like this character? You can't tell me Corinthian doesn't. That's all I kept thinking of is Corinthian and the Upside Down Man. Obviously, if you see it, that they're not. But I just kept thinking about the Upside Down Man because he's the dark to the light of Hecate. Like, this is going to be a big villain in the DC universe going forward. We've talked about this. Villains are a little bit wonky, especially DC villains. But trust me when I tell you that the Upside Down Man is going to be a villain in DC comic books until we all die. He is a huge...
I love this origin. It says the Upside Down Man was formed when creation gave birth to magic. The magic in its raw form eventually turned into a bright light that formed Hecate, the first magical being. As she was formed from the light, the Upside Down Man was formed from the darkness in the other place. Frightened by his presence, Hecate created a barrier to hide the Upside Down Man away, not wanting her beautiful realm to be tainted by horror.
Oh, this Upside Down Man on some next level shit. Yeah.
I don't necessarily think, but here's the thing about it, though. Wherever they're going, I mean, we saw that there's going to be a season 2. They've done a mashup of the original Kirby Sandman, the Gaiman. They've used Hellblazer. They use Constantine. They're mixing, matching, and bunching stuff up. I don't necessarily know if they're going to go this route, but it just doesn't make sense to me why Hecate, especially, and then the Lyta Hall stuff. Why are they using Wonder Man? I mean, she's in the Sandman, but why would they use Wonder Woman's daughter? Why would they use Hawkman's son? And then you throw in, it just doesn't make sense to me that they would use the Hecate in Gaiman's.
Let's also talk about what DC has going good for them right now, which is the Black Adam movie coming out, right? Another character.
Are we seriously? Are we excited about this? Because
I'm not excited about it, but I'm saying the Black Adam character, right? You're talking a lot of these JSA characters, right? These old school characters. You got Black Adam coming out. You've got these old school characters. They're bringing the JSA characters in there. And what do we say DC Entertainment needs more than anything? They need a reboot. They need to start somewhere else and not be the Justice League. Well, the JSA could be that place, right? They can build from the JSA and, try and continue some type of lineage, where we don't get Batman or Wonder Woman or, until we go through the JSAs. We don't get Superman until we go through JSA and all these characters. So be very interesting to see. And here's the other thing. We all know that the best DC is dark DC. Like dark, gritty DC is the best DC. And Justice League Dark remember when they first announced that what's his name was putting the Justice League Dark stuff together.
Del Toro.
Del Toro. We were so geeked over that, man, because he was like perfect, and it kind of fell apart. And then there's talk about him maybe being part of it. That's what we need. We need Swamp Thing. We need, these the Demon. We need a Dead Man. We need Spectre. Like, those are cool. Zatanna. Those are cool freaking characters, man.
Uh-huh.
Zatanna, it's interesting how the Upside Down Man gets. The Upside Down Man is the one who killed and imprisoned Zatanna's father. And one of the very first, it's actually a really good, that whole storyline, the Witching Hour, and then the whole 38 issues of Justice League Dark from this run are quality reads, to be honest with you.
Remember how hard it was to find that Justice League Dark second print, that red copy in high grade? That was so hard.
New 52 is a speculation treasure trove that people don't realize. People shit on the New 52. The amount of stuff that I found this week looking, I was reading some stuff, going back and looking. There's still so much good stuff in New 52 that people aren't discussing. And if they can ever get, like I said, DC and Warner Brothers need to give me the fucking reign. I will have kick-ass fucking DC. I will fire. The first thing I'll do is fire the fucking Rock. Did you guys hear? He went in and basically dictated, like, Black Adam is going to not be involved with Shazam and that he's going to have a movie standalone. He basically went in and tried to change DC canon. And they fucking did it.
Really?
Remember that thing I posted in the article in our private chat?
Yes.
About him literally wanting to go in and change? The movie's going to be a pile and steam of shit. They've already said it had the exact same test scores as Batgirl did, and they canned it. But since it's The Rock and everything, watching him at San Diego Comic-Con staring into the fucking abyss like he's going to fight people, I'm over. But I don't even know if I'm going to go to Black Adam now. I'm serious. I can't. If he's literally thinks that Black Adam is completely exempt from Shazam mythology, I can't do it. I just can't.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out, because we were all so excited for it at first, and then it just kind of hasn't been on an upward tick since San Diego, that's for sure. Let's talk about this. This is something that's very interesting. What's going on here?
Oh, this is the last part of the Sandman thing. So Hector Hall, the guy that the Hispanic guy that was married to Lyda Hall that impregnated him in the dreams, like I said, that is the son of Carter Hall, who is Hawkman. And he also was Dr. Fate and Sandman. This Hector Hall was at one point in time. But his first appearance is in this shithole Christmas with the Superheroes magazine from the 80s. It is an oversized. I checked it out, Vinny. But, I mean, granted, Hector Hall, I'm not specking on Hector Hall for any, but it's an interesting
Blue Ribbon Digest number 22.
But if you guys want to have the first appearance of Hector Hall, there it is. I've never seen that book, and I've dug in.
I've definitely seen this book for sure.
I got scars on my fingertips from digging in dirty long boxes, and I ain't never seen this book.
Man, I seen Vinny look through some books before. That shit is scary. Don't go with him to the comic book store, man. It's crazy. It's scary. Don't do it.
But I mean, that's the kind of stuff. Like, who knows? I don't know if Neil Gaiman. I don't know if that's where they're going to go with this. But there's just some connective tissue that didn't make sense, and for them to add it the way that they did, it makes me think that they might be thinking a little bit further down the line than I gave them credit for.
Well, they did say that they were restructuring everything. So, to see that, them try to start to make, these kind of moves, it's just going to be interesting to see what DC does next. They said they're trying to create their own MCU and do it the right way. So I'm not surprised by any of this shit right now. They realize they've been on the back end for a minute, and there's a crack and there's a chink in the armor of Marvel right now. So why not take advantage? Do what you can. Attack.
Like I said, I kind of like the first 4 episodes. I think there's some speculation, but I fully believe that the fucking series is trash.
You think so?
Dude, it is source material. A lot of that stuff is source material, but having to watch that on screen and then you go back and think about shit that I just don't know if that's necessary. Like, what age would you let your 16-year-old watch the Sandman?
Me?
But anybody who has children, I'm legit asking because
I probably would let my kids watch it. My 7-year-old, maybe not, but my 11, 12-year-old who reads comics and really deep off into the shit, yeah. I mean, I have Sandman comic books, so he's read the comics, so I mean, he understands what it is and what's going on. I mean, that's me though. My 22-year-old, absolutely. My 11-year-old, yeah. My 7-year-old daughter, nah, not so much. But definitely.
Hey, Chad. From the last 4 weeks, you and I are not going to like anything. I promise you. I can tell by your comments. I see you. Yeah, you and I like different things.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know one thing Trey likes, that him talking about it created nothing but fucking fans, more fans, and that's Damien.
Yeah.
And there is some Damien stuff coming. We've talked about it already. I went and found a couple of those Green Arrow Zeros, man. They're plentiful. You guys
found a couple?
I found a couple in a store.
Good grades?
Yeah. Decent. Nothing crazy. That all black cover, man. That cover is tough. So this is the type of stuff that Trey is talking about right here, that's giving you information, like he said, that Sandman 13, where you can go and find these books in a long box for sure.
Dollar books.
Dollar books. Yep.
Look, Joshua Williamson is basically, he's kind of the Donnie Cates at DC right now. And the two characters that he's putting a majority of his effort into are Damien and Connor Hawk right now. And if you're reading Damien, you read the Alpha, the Omega War, they're definitely, and then the Dark Crisis and everything else, they're 100% transitioning to a younger DC. They're trying to, and it's failing. It's not working out for them very good. We talked about some spec last week of where the new DC and the Justice League and things like that are going. But I don't know.
I'm gonna say, Trey, and I'm gonna go on record in saying this. I'm with you now. I am a believer. I think Damien is the best Robin that has been Robin. You know what I'm saying? I come from the Nightwing Robin, and it was hard for me to really get that, but I seen him on the cartoon, and Damien unleashed and some whoop ass in one of these cartoons, and I was like, okay, I'm in. And so
Damien don't fuck around.
It made me go and read the book. Go and read the book.
That's the thing I've always liked about Damien is he's never had a weight class. He's a 9-year-old, and he'll fucking fight Deathstroke.
Yep.
Anybody, he don't care. He won't smoke with the boy live in the smoking section. He's ready.
Yeah.
I think comic book writers try to be, and this is my personal opinion, I think they try to be too smart nowadays. They want to show everyone how smart they are. I remember when I was 10, 11, 12, 13, or 14, I went to the comic book store to buy the comics that had the battles between the characters that I wanted to see. I didn't give a fuck about, what they're going to say, what rousing thing was going to be said or any of that other shit. I wanted to see Wolverine fight Gambit in the Danger Room. You know what I mean? I wanted to see Sabretooth fight Wolverine. I wanted to see the Batman fight Azrael. Like that's what got me to go to comic book stores.
You remember Wizard? They had in Wizard magazine, they had the verses section where they would always do the verses and they'd break it down. Oh man, that was great. Great
top
stuff.
10. Where do you think I stole that from?
I know.
Wizard magazine, they have the worst cons ever. I'm so glad that shit got shut down. But Wizard magazine made comic collecting even more fun for guys like us because it had that top 10. Where every month, if you had one or two books in that top 10, you felt good about yourself.
Yeah.
And they had cool covers and they had exclusives. And like you said, it had a little price guide. I mean, for $5, I mean, it was our little speculation magazine. It really was.
I kept up on my Wizard subscription longer than I bought comic books. You know what I mean? Like I continued getting Wizards way after I closed down my box as a kid in high school, because Wizard would always keep you in the game. It would always keep you in the know, right? And you could study a wizard and find out origins and first and second and third appearances and big fights of verses. And you know, you would look for those ones and the O's and, you know, in the price guide, and you just study it. And that's what Wizard was so great. It was like your comic Bible for a long time.
Yeah.
So
I recently, I want to say maybe a year or two ago, I went back and just online, but I found all the old Wizard magazines and I went through all the Hot Tens from.
Brother, you have to give me those, because I've been looking. So I'm a king. I was the king of torrents, man, back in the day, and I downloaded probably every fucking comic book ever created. You know what I mean? Back in the day. And I thought that was a cool thing. I could never find the damn Wizards, man. So I have long boxes of fucking Wizards, you know what I mean? That I'll just go grab a couple out every couple weeks, you know, and change them out in the shitter room, you know, because that's the best place to read a Wizards, on the shitter. So, you know, like the Wizard is the magazine. And I want to do a segment on Wizard, you know, like going back and looking at, So we got
some exclusive. There's some J. Scott Campbell exclusive covers and some images.
Wolverine
like
versus Snake Eyes.
Yeah. There's. Speaking of this, guys, I always talk about put your money where your mouth is. This cover came out a couple weeks ago. It is a Marco Mastrasso cover from the Sabretooth series. It is absolute.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
You can buy these at cost right now, guys. If you look at this is another one of those. Delato, Matina veins. This is absolute. If you look at the details, I know I'm not doing a very good job of showing it right now, but this is going to be one of those covers that over the years will gain steam because of the art on it is just incredible. So, Sabretooth #4, the variant edition cover. It's not a ratio variant. It's like a bead cover. I picked up 10 of these on Midtown last week.
Nice.
Yeah, this is
so that's beautiful. What I said. I spent $35. I got 10 of these, and I throw them in a long box. And in 5 to 10 years, I promise you, that'll be a $25 comic. There it is. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at the fucking blood in between. I mean, it's the details, the everything.
This feels like old school Sandman covers.
I just love that Italian style that they've created. That almost like it's Caravaggio. Those colors and those deep blacks and shadows. I love it.
Well, yeah, Delato, Matina, Perillo, all those painters, man. And you know what's another weird thing? A lot of tattoo artists that I know have gone into painting and are doing a lot of, you know, painting this style right now, which is very interesting.
Modelo will give them a commercial too.
Amen. Yeah, this is very interesting. So we don't have a market report this week because we're taking it a little easy this week because I'm getting ready to head out. But we do want to talk about one thing that is very interesting that, you know, we've been talking music memorabilia and that type of stuff a lot lately. But this is kind of interesting that I want to share with you guys that Vinny sent over. Let me show you guys this. Get a little music going here. This is interesting.
We get from 222.
Yeah, so it's like a new auction house that's focused on hip hop memorabilia. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's super dope, man. This shit's just gonna continue.
Dead Prez shit?
Yeah,
I like Dead Prez. They don't like white people, but I like Dead Prez.
Yes, they got like CeeLo Green, Dead Prez,
these things right here,
Twista.
Special. Now you know it's really authentic.
Did Eric Sermon really try to kill himself? Is that a true story?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool, man.
So their first auction started with EPMD. So they're doing it artist by artist. So the first one is running right now. And they got some cool stuff. They got like sneakers. They got.
So is it almost like a whatnot type app or something? What is it? A web page?
None. Yeah, it's just like a web page, like Heritage or Golden or any of those other sites. Yep.
Boy, I haven't seen CeeLo since they kicked him off The Voice and shit. I'm glad. We kind of got in trouble for some like ecstasy stuff, right?
Yeah, he was on some other shit.
Yeah, he was like.
But CeeLo's actually really cool though. He's a cool dude. Yeah.
Is
This
he
was,
only? Is he really only like 5'2"?
He is extremely short.
Super short.
The only person shorter than him is Vinny Kumar.
Why? I will say though, in all fairness, Marcus, you are tall as well. Trey, I'm sure you're tall. Everybody around me at SDCC, holy shit, you guys are all tall as hell, man. I was just looking up. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Sean has Sasquatch DNA somewhere.
Yes, he
I mean, Sean, Bryan, just everybody was so
Chris
tall.
Colbert is taller than Sean. Chris
I'm
Colbert is
not
like
a
7
guy.
foot.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I've met him yet.
You might have met Chris. Chris is a good dude.
I would
Really
remember
good
meeting
dude.
a 7-footer.
Yeah.
I've only met like 2 my whole life, and I
Yeah.
size them up to see if I could get a double leg in and get them down before they could start fucking punching.
Somebody said CeeLo as Wolverine. CeeLo equals Wolverine. Not so much.
No,
And that's a possibility in the Sandman universe.
yeah. What about this? This is also another very interesting thing that Vinny brought up is the General Mills cereal stuff. What is going on here, man?
Oh man, come on!
Oh yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Go ahead, man.
I'm into cereal spec. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
No, bro, you had to. Okay, Vinny, tell the story. I'm literally with him on the phone, and he's walking into a grocery store, and he's like, "Hey, bro, do you have Frankenberry or Count Chocula?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, fool, you eat Frankenberry?" And he was
What
like,
the fuck is Fruit Brute?
Well,
I've heard of all the others, but Fruit Brute.
I've
Fruit
never
Brute,
heard.
I never heard of. I never heard of Fruit Brute, but
That's some woke shit. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That's the new woke character. I guarantee it.
but they brought these back after a decade. And as many of you know, Cause, who's like one of the biggest contemporary visual artists, like he's working on this collaboratively with them. So what he's doing is he's designing all the boxes, and then you can enter a code from the back of the boxes to win some Cause, action figures and toys and stuff like that. But I think these boxes will probably have some spec value in the future. If you look at some of the other cereal that Cause has dropped, I mean, I've seen some of the stuff go for hundreds to even thousands of dollars. So it's
watching this porn navigate and beat Bryan is actually giving me a lot of entertainment.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to stay.
If you
on
guys
it.
need any nude HD XYZs from this is our guys.
"It's the best adult dating site."
I mean,
Yeah,
at least throw us a fucking coupon code or some shit, bro.
I mean, at least tell me where I can get something for free over there. You know what I'm saying? Don't you?
Count Chocula might have bigger eyebrows than I do, though.
First of all, see let's talk about what they're really promoting here. If you'll take me back to the cereal boxes, Bryan, before you go here, take me back to the cereal boxes. The Count Chocula got 2 teeth. Frankenberry got 1 tooth. All this sugar in this damn cereal for these kids, for these children. That's what's wrong now. They got to eat all the shit.
Speaking of visual artists, Ron English did a whole series of toys called Serial Killers.
Yep.
Yeah, they got like
these
Lucky
that
Charms
looks
got
like NFT
diabetes
art
and
to me.
shit. Yeah.
You can't tell me those images right there look like NFT art to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look
Yeah,
like an
absolutely.
8-year-old drew it. It ain't colored properly, so it'll be worth $3 million.
Yep. So you
See,
can,
look, oh wow, you can win the figurines.
Yep. And people who follow Cause already know this stuff is crazy. This stuff that he puts out, the toys that he puts out.
Yeah, if you can get a figurine from Cause and it's Count Chocula, man, Fruit Brute. I've never heard of Fruit Brute.
Apparently, one of our commenters said it's just as old as the other squad, so I just didn't hear about them.
That must
Here's
be
a 4-box. They got a 4-pack. Here you go.
So just look around for it. I mean, I didn't see any. I looked at Publix, so I didn't see any yet, but we'll see.
I did go.
Marcus told you don't fuck with Publix. You got to go to HEB.
Yeah. I went to HEB. They were sold out. They knew they had it, and it was sold out.
They knew you were coming, man.
They
Hey,
were coming.
AOA, hit me up on IG, bro, so I can give so we can get your thing sent out to you. You're the last address I need. You might have already sent it to me, and you're just not under AOA on IG, but you're the last one I need to write down. Speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, we have been giving stuff away all month here on the channel and participating channels, and it's been a lot of fun doing it. We have big giveaways that are going to end the month next week, so make sure you go. Oh yeah, you know what I fuck with, bro?
What is that?
I sent y'all the fucking link in the chat.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
Cinefuego Toast Crunch. So it's spicy cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah,
Walmart. It was an exclusive to Walmart, and it came out Monday. I got 2 of them.
Are you gonna hold it or are you gonna eat it?
I'm gonna hold this shit. My Crohn's disease. This shit put me in the hospital.
Yo, but side note, I was in Walmart yesterday grabbing some school supplies in Texas. You know, they started school today, so I was there last night picking up some last minute. Marshmallow has this collaboration with Coca-Cola where he's on the can and it's watermelon strawberry flavored Coke. So you can grab the bottles, grab the cans right now. It's actually pretty good, pretty damn good.
So going off of that, Marcus, there were 2 other things that came out over the last year that were interesting to me. Takashi Murakami did a collaboration with Perrier. Very limited supply. It was in grocery stores for maybe a couple weeks. I think that's some interesting stuff to hold on to. And then Daniel Arsham did a collaboration with Heinz Soup. So he did limited edition Heinz soup cans. So
I gotta find that real quick, but I want to bring up. I have the Murakami stuff here. Let me bring.
Did you hear up. Nate said I heard that shit is delicious. It is absolutely tasty. The watermelon strawberry Coke. Who knew?
There's the Perrier Murakami stuff, but the this Campbell Soup one. Who was that?
That was it wasn't Campbell Soup. It was Heinz, and it was with Daniel Arsham. And if anybody follows Daniel Arsham, he's massive in the contemporary art world. He's done collaborations with Dior, and he does like the eroded toys. He puts out like an eroded Porsche and all types of cool stuff like that.
Yeah. Like you showed me that eroded Porsche one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really
shit
cool.
You know, like 9 hours or some shit.
Yeah, he did an NFT of it too. Yep.
You know what I say though? I say fuck any soup that is not Campbell Soup.
I'm with you. They got remember, did y'all fuck with those? Did your parents make y'all do the Campbell Soup points and shit? Where you had to get the labels for the soup because
I'm gonna piss everybody off right now, really bad.
Did you just go steal them off the
No,
store?
No. My grandfather and my dad both worked for Campbell Soup for 40 years.
You were your homeroom won every
things,
time,
bro.
didn't you?
Oh yeah,
homeroom.
Everybody wanted to be in my class in elementary because they got the pizza party every year, dude.
Fuck yeah.
My dad would just they had these pieces of paper that would be like 1,000 labels. And my dad would just peel off stacks for me, like, here you go give some to your buddies. Nope, none of my buddies are getting any of these.
Nope.
I want the pizza party.
You guys are gonna laugh at this, but you know how this may be racist, but it doesn't matter because I'm Indian. But I used, Subways, a bunch of them are owned by Indian people. When I was in law school, was that
Comanche, Cherokee?
No.
Oh wow.
Oh man, Indian from India. But I used to go to Subway, and the person there, the owner, would see that I'm Indian too, and I would just get a roll of those coupons for free subs. And I was not related at all. Nothing. They would just
game over, baby.
Like, whatever you want. So I would just come in with the 8 coupons, put them on the little card, and give them to them, and just get a free sub whenever.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's not racist. Bro. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like ingenuity,
bro.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
No,
cheat code, bro.
What fits the race monotone is, used to go to the corner store to get cigarettes from my grandmother. See, that is some hood shit. Yeah. That is shit that happens in the hood. But
you know what? We talked about last week. Our kids are never going to tell these stories. They didn't have to go and get fucking beer for their dads or cigarettes for their grandmas or shit like that. It's just the good times, bro.
Hey, Vinny. Did you have like a traditional Indian wedding?
Yes, I did.
Bro, those
So your shit was for like 12 days.
Yeah,
the
just
12 days
fucking
situation.
partying and dancing, dude. I watched a video the other day, a little documentary. I was so jealous that I didn't have any real good Indian friends that I could go to a Indian wedding, man, because that looks like a fucking blast, dude.
Oh yeah.
Y'all were like really cool, colorful outfits and shit, right?
Yep.
Lots of like red and gold stuff.
Yep.
Vinny, did you do a routine? Did you do a routine with your guys? Did you?
I didn't do that.
I want the video of Vinny just fucking hitting the nay and shit with about 8 other people to some Indian music.
No, I didn't do that. But it was funny to see some of the worlds collide. So I invited like some of the, like my clients and stuff like that. It was pretty hilarious. I must say.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's cool, Vinny. That's really cool. You had like a crazy wedding.
Yeah.
I love the going and getting cigarettes for your grandmother thing, because I did the same fucking thing, man. My grandmother would give me, a couple, like a $2 at most, I think, $1.50 to go get cigarettes, a newspaper, and a scratcher.
What's that? Scratch lottery ticket?
Yeah, lottery ticket.
Okay. Yeah, man. My grandmother would give us money to go get cigarettes, and we'd have to walk at least a mile. See, that was back in the day. You had to be fit to go to the corner store, because you wasn't just when you walk out the neighborhood to the right and it's right there. No, you had to walk. You had to walk some ways to get to the corner store.
And there was a chance you got in 2 fist fights.
And you might have got kidnapped.
And on the way back, a dog was going to attack you. There was going to be there's 3 things that had a chance of killing you just on the way to that store.
You have to cross a busy street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These kids are too soft nowadays.
Man, I'm telling you. They said that we're the generation. I think I told you we're the generation that drank out of water hoses from the side of the house.
They had our key. Hey, I was a key on my neck kid, man.
Yeah.
2nd grade, my parents said, "Here you go. Here's the key. Put it around your neck on a shoestring."
Yeah, that was the whole thing. They said that we evaded at least 2 kidnappings. You know what I'm saying? We just truly just built different.
Every neighborhood had either a pit bull or a chow that always got loose.
Yeah, something. You know what I'm saying? Like it was something that they said we're the real fuck around and find out generation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Dude, you don't see fucking chows anymore at all.
No,
that's interesting. You said that. That's a dog breed you don't see much anymore. It's
dangerous,
chow.
man. Those fuckers are dangerous. That's for sure.
They're just like a dumber husky.
Yeah, they're a stronger, fucking crazier husky. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Here's the giveaway today. So this is actually pretty cool. We want comments in the comment section. We want to know what you guys think of the show, what you guys want to see in the show, what you're enjoying. Let us know. This is the giveaway. This is from San Diego Comic-Con. This came with the Audi Gronoff Virgin variants. It is numbered to 800. This one is number 546 out of 800. I'm trying to get it on there, but it won't show up. But there you go. So this is these actually selling for like $25 to $50, which is very interesting.
Just by themselves?
Yeah, by themselves. Wow. So
crazy.
Yeah, so here is our giveaway for this week. So again, make sure you leave a comment on the below. This is for everybody that is live or catching it on the rewind. And we'll get this sent out to you. And I've got everybody else's information other than AOA for last week's giveaway. So AOA, hit me up on IG again, brother. Thank you for everybody joining us. And again, making Wednesdays amazing. Like this show is a lot of fun, and you guys make it unreal. We'll see you guys next time. Adios.
Peace.
Ooh, my hands ass shit. Y'all.